The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic High School football is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Kemin, Mercy One, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bows on the Floors. Thank you for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Catholic football.
Hey, good evening and welcome to Valley Stadium here in West Des Moines as we get set for week 2 of the high school football season here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadil, John Chido, and joined by the new guy in the booth, well, somewhat new, Dave Marcoule. Welcome back to the broadcast. It's Valley Dowling. You know, I pumped you up a little bit last week. I said, this is the guy who went to his daughter's rehearsal wedding the Friday of the Dowling Valley game and still made the game back when you were coaching. Welcome, my friend.
You're darn right I did.
See?
And that's with my daughter's approval. You have to get that line in there.
I didn't, and I didn't know if did you get your wife Margaret's approval that weekend?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Dowling Valley, Mark. I mean, come on. And I haven't been referred to as a new guy in a number of years. Thank you.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Motorcycle or car tonight when you came
I brought the car.
Okay.
Interstates anymore at my age shake me a little, so I brought the car tonight. I'm safe.
We're glad to have you. John Chido, you get to go back down to your usual spot. You look a little warm because you got a jacket on. It's 85 degrees right now, and the sun is just shining on the Dowling sideline, which is the east visitor sideline. So if Dowling fans are coming to tonight's game, you are on the east sideline, even though Dowling's home. You got the sun staring in the eye, but there also is some room down here in the south end of the home bleachers, so you'll be sharing that side with the Valley fans if you're coming. But, John, you're back in the sideline night. Looking forward to this.
I am looking forward to it because you have time to prepare, have an idea when what to say, and when you're going to come down to me. Mm-hmm. So it makes my job a lot easier than what you guys have to go through because you really have to pay a lot more attention.
And you
when
get
you're
the
up in
breeze.
the box.
You get the breeze down
yes.
there.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
wind
is
blowing.
a lot hotter up here. The wind is blowing quite a bit tonight, and that brings me to a point. It's going to play a factor in tonight's game with the passing and special teams and that sort of thing.
Yeah, south to north wind, so that could be an effect. And, hey, it's week 2 of the season, Dave, and I remember a former athletic director and coach, John Hayes, the late John Hayes, told me, he says, Mark, you don't really see about your football team until you get to week 3 or 4. Has that been affected this year because the coaches, didn't know if they're going to have a season? They didn't have them during the off season. They don't know who was in the weight room and who wasn't. Yeah, I went in, but I didn't. All the high school coaches are going through that. Maybe it'll be week 4 or 5 before we find out who these teams are this year. We know one thing, Dowling and Valley are pretty good, but how they play tonight might be not indicative of how they prepared.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. It is going to take a little bit longer this year. Things are different. And coaches, any coach will tell you that one of the most important things is routine. You have to get in a routine. You change the game time a half hour, they don't like it. They have to do this different, move their times up. They need a routine, and I think that's been missing since March. And they haven't been meeting with the kids. I've been seeing on my Twitter account kids, Brian Lynch working out, and some of these other kids working out on their own with broomsticks in the garage throwing tires. And
you're right.
That's not routine, Mark.
That's right.
So it's going to take some time.
Yeah, and thus the environment, the COVID environment. And we'll get to that during the game. I'd love to get your perspective, being Dave Marcoule back tonight, former coach, former teacher, former principal, and former assistant principal at the middle school and high school. I can't wait to hear your take on our environment and what the coaches and the administrations are going through in all the schools. Catholic, non-Catholic, middle school, that is going to be something different. We'll get to that tonight because we have our 2-minute mandatory COVID breaks, I call them, where they sanitize, the sanitation break. We'll have that each quarter. So, Dave, we'll fill some time there.
Oh,
with that.
Great.
So I'm putting you on notice. Johnny, what are you looking for in week 2? I know your 8th grade team is off to a stellar start. You start this coming Tuesday.
Yeah, our first game will be Tuesday.
Yeah, 8th grade Dowling team.
And I'm interested to see what this team's made of, 8th grade level. And getting to your point with this game tonight, I'm really looking forward to see the difference from last week to this week with Dowling that we got to see live, Mark, and watching Valley on tape and seeing what they improved upon from the week before. A lot of the mistakes that Dowling made with penalties early on in that first half last week and special teams, stuff like that. See if that gets cleaned up tonight. Valley had the same problem with Roosevelt with early on in that ball game with penalties and things like that as well. So I'm looking to see how each team advanced from the previous week.
And one thing we'll find out is both Dowling's opponent last Friday night, Indianola, not a bad showing out of them after what we kind of thought would happen. Maybe it didn't happen. 6 years ago when they played, Dowling running clocked them in the playoffs. So that was a different Indianola team. They gave Dowling everything they could handle. Had the lead twice in that game, once in the second half and also once in the first half. And for Roosevelt, they lost 40-20. They were right in that game with the Valley Tigers. So both Dowling and Valley had pretty good opening nights opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are young teams for both Valley and Dowling.
Correct.
Not necessarily young in age in school, but as far as starting in a football game.
Yeah.
And Mark, you and I have sat up here together for a number of years, and every single year we say week 2, you will not recognize week 1. And I remember that so many times, dreading going into that second week, saying,
Sure.
we're going to get killed. It's a completely different football game. Don't be surprised to see a different one tonight. May take a little longer, like we were talking about earlier, but I still think you're going to see a dramatic improvement by both teams tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that. You're absolutely right.
Well, for the Maroons, they're going to have to do it without a couple of starters being out tonight from last week. Andrew Lynch, Johnny, who we saw get hurt in that first half, he did not return. Lower ankle sprain, high ankle sprain is what they called it. He will not play tonight. And a backup lineman, Ralston Rumley, outstanding sophomore, had surgery on his hand. He got hurt in a weightlifting accident, and he was, hoping to compete at one of the interior line positions, and he is out for Dowling. And on defense, Carson Boyle out. He has a neck injury, and so the Maroons are going to go right to their bench early. Jack Langen gets a start, a senior, very steady ball player, but he gets a start, and Coach Wilson will talk about that during his show that I taped earlier. So some changes for Dowling, and all of a sudden the Dowling offense gets a little bit younger as far as experience. Louis Brooks and Zach Swager are the two returning veterans on that offensive line, along with Jake Olson, the center, he started last year. So very young team out there for Dowling.
Yeah, that's a big loss on the offensive side of the ball with Andrew Lynch, because he's a captain, a returning starter. He was a focal point early on of week 1, that big catch and run down to the 2-yard line, biggest play of the first half, actually. And now, like you said, Mark, how young already this offense is with a new starting quarterback, even though Steingraber's a senior, and then you got Jackson Smolik that's going to mix in there too. Their offensive line, very young. Running back, Swager played fullback last year. Now he's getting more of a workload at running back. It's a different situation than I have seen going into a season.
Andrew Lynch was an integral part of this offense, and I guarantee you that playbook is really focused on him because he was the man.
Yeah.
A good-looking kid, 6'5", 235. But his replacement, Jalen Thompson, sophomore. I was out practice a couple days this week, watched him very closely. He's just a sophomore, 6'5", 215, a great-looking kid. But I want to repeat what I just said. He's just a sophomore. He's it's going to take time. I wouldn't want to be a sophomore playing my first game against Valley High School.
Right. So you've been in the trenches in these situations. Have you ever seen a team this young going into this ball game, a Dowling team this young, with a lot of juniors and a lot of sophomores that are getting a lot of playing time that you remember?
No, especially on the offensive line.
Yeah.
The offensive line, as I stood down the field, does not look like a typical Dowling offensive line over the past years.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a number of 280 to 300 pound tackles and guards, and just some big kids. As I was thinking back, these kids are pretty good size, not the size of before, but and then they gotta recognize who they're to block.
Yeah,
that's the hardest part. And you talk about a young lineman just stepping in. In practice, you're going to go this way, and most likely it's going to become repetitious. Tonight against Valley, I guarantee you they're going to get looks that they've never seen before.
The speed of the game.
The speed of the game, the strength of the game.
Yes.
And they aren't going to know, and it's going to be tough. And it's true for Valley's line, too. However, they're a little bit bigger. I saw them.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Well, both teams right now out on the field warming up. Dowling, the home team on the scoreboard. They're wearing their Maroon tops, white numbers, and white pants and white helmets with the maroon D. And the Valley Tigers, the visiting team here at Valley Stadium tonight, and they're all white uniforms with black numbers, red trim, and the Valley V on their helmets as we go through warm-ups. Dave, we got a shout-out to a lady who's been a big part of the Dowling team before, during, and after. Bev Whipple sent me a text reminder, give her a shout-out, welcomes you back to the broadcast, and wondering why you haven't taken her out to lunch, because she's been baking cakes left and right. You know that. You
know what, Mark? I was out working in the garage where I call heaven, and I started thinking about Bev Whipple. I was wondering, I haven't heard her name in a while, and it's so nice to see your text from her. And Bev, I think about you a lot, and I hope you and your family are doing well.
Yeah, there's a
great picture, Bev. I love your shirt. Thou shalt beat Valley. Can't get any better than that.
She
Bev.
Put that out tonight. Thou shalt.
I bet she wore it to bed last night.
That's a great shirt.
Bev, we love you, and she's going to say another rosary too, probably 2 or 3.
I bet she will. I bet she will. Bev, I could use a couple.
Well, you didn't drive your motorcycle tonight, and that makes me a breath of fresh air when you stay off that cycle, Dave. All right, you're listening to the pregame show. Mark Amadale, John Chiddle, and, of course, Mr. Dave Marcoullier back with us for one game. Matt Maynard will rejoin us next week. But I caught up with head coach Tom Wilson. He talked about some of the players that you both mentioned during the game. And we're going to talk more about Dowling's Week 1 performance against Indianola and, of course, preview tonight's game. It's Dowling Valley, kickoff 7 o'clock. Back with more pregame from Valley Stadium here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610. Online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
CPCustomHomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. Mark Amadale now joined by Dowling Catholic head football coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game, Dowling and Valley. And, Coach, thanks for joining us, and best of luck tonight against the arch rival Valley Tigers.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, Coach, what a week it was last week. I know you look back on opening night, and your team practices all that time to play the first game, and you go down to Indianola, and what a game it was. Beautiful night it turned out. The weather held out, and the Indians put up a pretty good battle, pretty good high school football game as a fan. Now, as a coach, probably a lot of things to correct and improve upon this week, but also a lot of good things happened. And your thoughts on the Indianola-Dowling game, since we didn't get a chance to talk to you last Friday night. Your thoughts?
Well, there's plenty to work on. Anytime you go into a year and every team is different, you're really unsure of what to expect. And I tell people that, and most of the time they act like they don't believe me, but it's definitely true. And we are such a young football team, and there's no magic wand to wave to make that different. And we have to continue to work and to plug away to try to maximize this team. And really, last Friday was the first step. And I think we saw a ton of mistakes. I think you have to give Indianola credit. They're a defense that returned 9 of 11 guys, and at times they certainly played like that. But, whether it's mistakes on us of just getting lined up or getting the play call in correctly, taking advantages of opportunities, the special teams mess up and things like that really helped keep Indianola in the ball game. And those are things that we try to minimize, but, with a young team, those things are going to rear their ugly head at inopportune times. And I would imagine there's still going to continue to be bumps in the road as we go along, but hopefully, we can stay healthy and keep plugging away. And by the end, we can maximize this team, whatever that may be.
Well, I know obviously a lot of kids got their first varsity start, and you played a very seasoned Indianola defense, but offensively, you got down the red zone several times, had to settle for a couple field goals, and I think one drive stalled out deep in the red zone in Indianola territory. But your offense did very well. You had two quarterbacks that did a pretty good job, and even Jake English came in as that Wildcat quarterback and provided some spark. So a lot of kids, you got a lot of film on a lot of people, and that's always good this early in the year.
Well, you look at the offensive side, is every kid at the line of scrimmage was making their first start for Dowling. And, Lynch, as a tight end, obviously has a tremendous amount of experience. Then he gets hurt early in the ball game. And so then we put a sophomore in to take his spot. And, really after that, you've got Louis Brooks and Schwager that have any experience. So, you can expect some errors to be made. Now, none of us like them, and it makes us pull our hair out a little bit at times, but that's the truth of the matter, and you hope that you can continue to grow and get better and minimize those mistakes. And it's like we've told the kids, we've got some great kids here, and, we're not going to be the most talented team on the field a lot of nights, so you've got to do it by doing the little things and playing harder and longer than anybody else. And, I think those are things that we have to continue to realize.
And defensively, Coach, they played very solid. They gave up one big play. The second touchdown was due to a botched fourth down punt that only went 3 plays in like 17 yards. But defense played solid, and I thought Kriegshauser, he was your leading tackler, did a very good job, and that was the more experienced side of the ball. And Austin Klein had 2 picks, and here's a young man a year ago. Teams were kind of picking on him, and he well-timed both of his picks, high-pointed the ball, and very sound fundamentally. So Austin's got a lot to prove, and he's playing with that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I thought defensively we played well all night, pretty much controlled the line of scrimmage. Their running back is a good player. And they had some good athletes out there. And you mentioned Kriegs. Kriegs played, some early last year, battled some injuries, helped us on special teams, but has worked to have a bigger role, and was glad to see him make progress. Guys like Jack Meyer played a lot of football for us. We had Russell and Pettis that played a lot of football. Chase Patton has played quite a bit for us. But you mentioned Austin Klein, and Austin does play with a chip on his shoulder, and sometimes you want to just tell him to leave the chip at home. But honestly, he's gaining confidence. You're right. Some teams went at him last year because Owen Schultz was on the other side, and he was a really good corner. But Austin's a much better player this year than he was last. I think all of those games of experience certainly helped him. And he's a senior now, and we expect that out of him.
And finally, Coach, in this segment, injury bug. You got hit once on offense and once on defense. Hard to see that Lynch had 2 big catches in that first quarter and had a tremendous run, slipped the tackle. He goes out with an ankle injury. And then defensively, Carson Boyle, one of your corners, goes out with an injury, and hopefully he'll be back soon. But a couple injuries throughout the game, and that means the next man in, and they did that very well down in Indianola last Friday.
Yeah, it's and this week will be much different. I mean, it's you've got explosiveness all over the field, and Lynch is a big part of what we're trying to do, and without him in there, call a spade, that hurts. But there's nothing he can do about it. If there's a way to get back as soon as possible, Andrew Lynch will do that, and it gets Jalen Thompson in the game, and Jalen's got some talent, but unfortunately sometimes he acts like a sophomore. And you have to learn to live with some of that. And he'll continue to get better as we go. He wants to. And, with Carson's injury, I don't know how long that's going to be, but he's a big part of our defense as well. And, Jackson Langen will get some time. He's a senior and has done everything that we've asked of him. And Jake Anderson is a talented sophomore that is probably going to get thrust into some action that, in some years he never would, but it is what it is, and you play the next guy, and I don't think a lot of people are going to feel sorry for us, and, some unfortunate circumstances for some makes opportunities for others.
Visit with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic High School before tonight's game, Dowling and Valley, here at Valley Stadium. This is Mark Amadale, and I'll come back and visit with Coach Wilson about tonight's opponent, the Valley Tigers, here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale. Continue my conversation with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. As is Dowling and Valley, both teams with their season opening wins last week. They're both 1-0, both in the top three in the state in Class 4A, and both met last year in the state championship game. And Coach, it isn't getting better than this week. I know there's probably an extra step, and the coaches during practice this week on both sides, and also the players. So this is the big week, and you look at, you talk about your team in the first part. Well, Valley's the same boat. They have maybe one or two starters back from last year. The Mahoney kid at receiver is one of them. And Coach Swenson really had to kind of retool his team, but they come back with a lot of veterans who played a lot last year but didn't start. And it's week 2 for both teams.
Yeah, just some of their returning starters happen to be Division I guys. And you know, they have a lot of talent. And, you know, some of them are just now getting their start at Valley, and there's an awful lot of talent. I think I had counted they've got 5 guys with Division I offers. So very talented, obviously going to be very, very well coached. There's not a lot of holes, especially in their skill positions. Division I quarterback, Division I running back, Division I wide receiver, and a Division I offer tight end, who's only a junior, I believe it is. And so they've got a tremendous amount of talent. Defensively, Randy Rebarger does a phenomenal job. They will be disciplined and certainly very well coached and physical. So, you know, it looks like a typical Valley team and one that is a veteran team, believe it or not. So, yeah, it'll be a tall task for us.
And the matchup with Dowling, let's take your offense out there against Coach Rebarger, on defensive coordinator for Valley, his defense. What are some of the matchups you're looking to? Obviously, the offensive line of Dowling versus Valley's defensive line. But what are some of the things you're looking at when Dowling has the football?
Well, Nasser Washington is the number 52. You typically play him on the weak side. He's a kid that's going to Miami of Ohio. Really, really good player. You know, he certainly looks like a Division I player, but I was impressed with a couple other their D linemen that really flashed during that Roosevelt game. And linebacker in that group, Jenser played a lot for him a year ago. The others are new. Secondary is fairly new. Dubrava, number 5, I think, is a fantastic player. They've got a couple other transfers in the back end of that played their first game last week, and I think are good players. So, you know, some new faces, but they're not exactly rookies, and they have some standout kids.
And the Valley offense against the Dowling defense tonight, that matchup, you mentioned a quarterback, Jake Ruby, moved in. He's a Division I quarterback going to Kansas State. Their tailback, Jaden Williams, number 7, we'll see a lot tonight. And, of course, the tight end, Raridan, his older brothers played at the next level, and he's a tight end. The other ones run the line. Division I there, but how does it match up with the Dowling defense? What are some of the things the Dowling defense and Coach Bossum have to be aware of tonight?
Well, I think the big thing is obviously Williams, because if Coach Swenson can run the ball, he's going to run the football. But they've got a quarterback that's a 4-star kid that has a phenomenal arm, and he's a big body. But, you know, Mahoney on the outside I think is very good. Number 6 is a kid that transferred in that is another really good wide receiver. And you mentioned Raridan. that is a Division I prospect at tight end. So they've got a lot of weapons, and we're going to have to do a great job at the line of scrimmage, try to get those guys covered for as long as possible to at least get some pressure on Riebe.
And finally, go with the special teams we didn't talk about in the first half, the first segment, but your kicking game, your kickoff, punt return. Louis Brooks is exciting when he touched the ball. Hopefully, he got dinged up a little bit. He'll be 100% tonight. But your kicking game tonight, how confident will that be? And obviously, Dowling's defending Valley's punt return and kickoff returns. That's where a lot of the playmakers usually are, and that can make a difference in any ball game.
Well, it sure can. And, it's like when you kick off to them, you're kicking to Jaden Williams and Mahoney, which we're going to have to do a great job with that. But, their kickers, punters are very good. Coverage teams look to be excellent. So they've got good athletes, so that probably means they're going to be pretty good on special teams. And in the first game a year ago, they killed us field position-wise, and a lot of it was largely done with special teams. In the second game, it was a little bit different. But, it's with our kids, they have to understand the importance that every yard matters and field position matters. And if we can make them drive the field, that makes life a lot easier for our defense or give our offense some short field. So we're going to have to create some opportunities for ourselves, whether it's in the kicking game or creating some turnovers in order for us to have a chance.
Well, Coach, appreciate you taking time before tonight's Dowling Valley game. Hard to believe it's week 2 of the season and a 7-game regular season. It'll be a little bit different tonight with the student bodies not being there. Obviously, the kids, the players all have wristbands they can issue, so it'll be a little bit different. But you know what? We're playing football on a Friday night, and it's Dowling Valley week. Yeah, it's different. I hope people realize that we would love to have everybody there and have it be normal, but there's not a normal in 2020, and so we do the best we can. The biggest thing is for the kids to get the opportunity to play and to experience for a lot of them their senior year, and that's what we're trying to get done. Tom, thanks a lot. Best of luck tonight against the Valley Tigers, and thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you at halftime and on the postgame show. All right, thank you. Head coach Tom Wilson has been my guest here on the pregame show. This is Mark Amadale from Valley Stadium. It's Dowling and Valley. Coming up next, we'll have more pregame. Dave Marcoullier rejoins the broadcast with John Scheidel and I. And you've been listening to the pregame show with Mark Amadale. And Tom Wilson has been my guest here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium, West Des Moines. We get set for Dowling and Valley here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoullier, and John Scheidel is our sideline reporter. And we're joined by the Central Iowa Sports Network at CISN.TV, along with our Iowa Catholic Radio audience. We have simulcasting Dave Marcoullier. We were doing that before you retired, didn't we?
Yes. So. I was on that quite a few times, actually, Mark. I prefer just you and I.
You prefer just the radio part.
I like the radio.
Let's take a look at some of the games going on in the CIML Class 4A teams tonight. Number 1, Valley takes on third-ranked Dowling. Number 2, Ankeny at number 10, Waukee. Waukee looking for their first win of the year. Ankeny Centennial looking for their first win. They travel to number 4, Southeast Polk. 7th-ranked Urbandale is at Ames. And Lincoln is at Johnston. East at Roosevelt. That game at Drake Stadium. Fort Dodge at Sioux City East. Marshalltown at Newton, Council Bluffs Lincoln at Des Moines North, and Ottumwa at Oskaloosa. John Chido is on the Dowling sideline tonight. That's on the east side of the Valley Stadium across the way. Johnny, give us an update. A very warm night, but the shade's starting to take effect over there. Oh, he's just outside our...
Nothing.
We're going to come back to Johnny. He's going to have to get a little closer. That's what happens when you're on that far sideline.
As John Hayes would say, the mice have to pedal a little bit faster.
Yes, they do. Let's take a look at starting lineups for Dowling on the Dowling offense. The Maroons will start at left tackle, Sam Gavin, a senior. Dominic Varelli is a left guard, also a senior. Jake Olson's a center. He's got some varsity starts last year. A 6'1", 230-pound senior is Olson, and one of the captains. Gabe Carey is the right guard for Dowling, number 68, a junior, and Michael One, number 51, a senior, at 195 is the right tackle. Tight ends tonight for Dowling. We mentioned Andrew Lynch is out with an ankle injury. Jalen Thompson, the sophomore, 6'5", 215, gets to start as a sophomore tight end, and Caden Sanders will back him up. The fullback tonight is Cale Kokenauer, and the running back is Zach Swager, and the quarterbacks will be Jake Steingraber and Jackson Smolik. And Mac Anderson, Carson Brown will be two of the wide receivers, along with Louis Brooks, another captain, and Koa Thompson. All right, we're set for kickoff. They're running just slightly ahead of schedule. So, Dave, we'll keep it here. And are you all set for Dowling Valley?
You bet. Let's go.
You were here last year, but you were on the sidelines, right?
I was.
Uh-huh.
I'm ready.
Dowling set to kick off. They will defend the south end zone, going right to left in front of us. And here is the kick. High end over end kick by Diego Leon. It's fielded by Valley at the 5. Across the 15, 20, 25. Hopping to tackle. And on the return, carrying the ball up near the 35 and out of bounds is the Valley kickoff return team. Nice job that time by Jaden Williams, their starting running back. And Max Deary making the stop for Dowling out of bounds.
Yeah, quite a few missed tackles there, Mark. But fortunately, Max Deary and a couple of his buddies were able there to force him out of the bounds. Valley's ball on the 34-yard line.
Valley offense takes the field. The quarterback is Jake Rubley, young man who transferred from Colorado. He went 11 of 24 last week, no interceptions for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. He'll work out of the shotgun, one back in the backfield, and that's Jaden Williams. Back to throw Rubley, works to his left, hit and dropped immediately on the catch for Valley. And hit and dropped immediately is Danny Rankins, or is that Mahoney out there?
Boy, Creekhauser is the one who came up and made the tackle. What a tackle. But that was just a quick flare-out pass, and Dowling read it all the way, came up and made a tackle for about a 1-yard loss. Great play by the Maroons.
Mahoney is a wide receiver wearing number 2, split out wide left. And now he's joined out there by another receiver. And here is back to throw is Rubley. Penalty flags down. The pass is caught. A little quick hitter on the left side of the offensive line. And gets it up to about the 37-yard line, but this might be coming back after the catch.
Yeah, it was hard to tell. It was the line judge who called it.
And it's going to be procedure against the Valley Tigers, so penalty against the Tigers, and that'll back them up 5 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 15.
Another key tonight, Mark, is these defensive front, Patton and Pettis especially, need to put pressure on Rubley to force him to throw the ball, because I don't think he's quite comfortable yet with this offense since he hasn't been here very long, and it's putting pressure on him will help tremendously.
All right, 2 backs in the backfield, so Rubley out of the shotgun, toss play, right side, and that's Dion Hutch. He tries to turn the quarter, hit and dropped in the backfield as the Dowling defense came back there. And I believe it was Danny Rankins, the other running back. Rankins with the carry, and he'll lose a few yards back inside the 25.
And give huge credit to Michael One, number 51, the defensive end on that play. He did exactly what he was taught to do. He's got to force that play. If that young man from Valley gets outside of him, we're dead. Michael forced it back inside to his linebacker, and what'd they do? Lose more, Mark?
Yeah, they lost 5.
Yeah,
so it brings
great job.
3rd and 20 Valley. Line of scrimmage, their own 23. Back to throw. Ridley wants to go long. He does go long, and he overthrew everybody. Incomplete to Matthew Mahoney, their outstanding wide receiver. Going to an Ivy League school next year, and he overthrew everyone.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to see Rubley doing at quarterback. Is, from what I understand, he is really dangerous going deep, and that's where he connects with his receivers. So that's where they're going to try and go quite a bit, especially when they need big yardage.
All right, Valley forced to punt on 4th and 20 from their own 23-yard line, and their punter is Dawson Stein, number 37. He's also one of the backup quarterbacks, and high spirally kick, short kick, and it'll be fielded at the 43-yard line by Louis Brooks. Now he's got to return to the right side, crosses midfield, and finally drop right in front of the Dowling bench at the Tiger 45-yard line. So the Dowling offense will start there, 1st and 10 from their own 45. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. Let's try to bring in John Chido this time. Johnny, you there?
All right, Mark, can you hear me now?
Oh, perfect.
All
go
right,
ahead.
okay, we got something going.
Found a spot.
Well, you know what's interesting on that? You saw 3 straight short passes. One came back for a penalty for Valley, and then the running game was insufficient on that one attempt. But Dowling's defense is looking a lot quicker up front on the interior line.
They certainly are, and we'll keep an eye on that. Dowling's first offensive possession. As the Maroons go 3 receivers, little quick pass, caught, and that's the tight end with the catch. And a nice catch that time by Jalen Thompson, enough for the first down. And he hit that quick go route as Jalen was a slot receiver just outside the offensive line left side.
Yeah, look to him to go to the tight end a lot tonight, Mark. And I think Dowling's going to throw quite a bit tonight. I looked for him to throw a lot of short, quick passes.
So a gain of 11, 1st and 10 Dowling, offset I formation. And the quarterback in the backfield is Steingraber, and he gives it to his tailback, and that is Schwager. And Zach turns the corner and picks up a couple yards down near the 32-yard line and bring up 2nd down 8 Maroons on the Valley, 32. No score, 9.5 minutes remaining first quarter.
That was the tailback counter where they're trying to kick out with the fullback and pull the guard, leave the tackle at home so he can provide support on the backside. It just developed a little bit too slow, Mark.
So brings up 2nd and 8 Maroons on the Valley 32-yard line. Beautiful night. Temperature in the lower 80s. The wind out of the south, so Dowling has a wind at their back. And the Maroons will send a receiver in motion. Back to throw is Steingraber. Fires in the end zone. He's got a man open, but he overthrew Louis Brooks. Incomplete. He had Blake Anderson go in motion, Dave, and he was wide open at the line of scrimmage, but outside the numbers. So he had a couple options there, but he overthrew Louis in the end zone.
Yeah, and Mac Anderson is the guy to watch. Mac did not catch a ball last week, but I'm going to make a prediction right now that he's going to have a big night. Mac's an excellent receiver, tremendous speed. Good kid. Watch out for him tonight, Mark.
Yeah.
He had a great week in practice.
3rd and 8 for Dowling. Back to throw is Steingraber. The senior fires it out, and the pass is caught. First down. And did you just not call that, Mac Anderson?
I just called it.
You watched 2 practices, and you already got the plays down. You just don't lose too much, do you, Mr. Marcoulier?
Well, I tell you, Mac's talented, and if you throw the ball, he's going to catch it. And I think these quarterbacks discovered that this week. Nice play, nice catch by Mac.
13-yard gain, first down Dowling at the Valley 19-yard line. Maroons have Steingraber in at quarterback. He works out of the shotgun. Jake, a 5'10", 175-pound senior. He's got Schwager in the backfield. Zach on play action, fires the pass down, and it's caught. Nice catch that time, and that is Jacoa Thompson, who had a couple catches last week against Indianola. And he gets outside the numbers, and they're going to wrestle him down inside the right about the 15-yard line. They haven't put it down yet.
Yeah, and you're seeing Dowling's game plan offensively here. They're going to throw short passes, 5-yard passes, 5 to 10 at the very most. Every once in a while, throw the long one.
8-yard reception down to the 11-yard line. It's 2nd and 2 Maroons from the Valley 11. 8 minutes remaining first quarter. No score. Dowling on their first offensive possession. Here's a low snap. Steingraber picks it up. He gives it to Schwager, and he got the first down. Zach right over center, and he blasts his way for a first down and goal at about the 7-yard line. Up front, Dominic Varelli, Jake Olson, Gabe Carey, the center, 2 guards, and, of course, the tackles are Gavin and 1 for Dowling. And the tight end is Jalen Thompson, and Caden Sanders, number 36, will come in and play that spot also.
And we did not see a Dowling offensive line drive like the lineman just showed us there against Valley. Great job by the interior.
Schwager picks up 4. Now he gets the handoff and a slow developing play, and the Valley defense makes its presence. No gain in the play. Schwager right over center, and nothing there.
Yeah, Valley had a stun on through the C gap on the back side, and he was able to get through that little opening and get Schwager before he got out of the backfield.
So to bring up 2nd and 7. Great pace by the Maroons. That play clock gets under 20, and they're snapping it, Dave. It's really a quick pace. And out of the shotgun with 3 backs in the backfield. Back to throw is Steingraber, and he overthrew his receiver. Louis Brooks, incomplete. Louis had to come back and look into the sun because the field is mostly shaded except inside that 5-yard line, but the pass was overthrown.
Yeah, Louis took about 5 steps straight upfield and went to an out pattern. The cornerback got tripped up a little bit, so Louis was wide open, but they just were unable to connect on that play. Too bad, Mark, because that would have been a nice one.
So it brings up 2nd down and goals. They move the ball back 5 yards. They must have got Dowling for a procedure call. Back to the 12-yard line on the penalty. So it's 2nd and goal from the Valley 12. The Maroons with 3 receivers left. Dowling going right to left towards the north end zone here at Valley Stadium. Back to throw. Steingraber over the middle. Pass is caught, and he's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Dowling. Tremendous pass from Steingraber. He threw an absolute bullet as he hit his receiver over the middle.
Mac Anderson.
Mac Anderson, the man you talked about. That's his 2nd catch.
Yep, watch out for him. Nice job, like you called, Mark. That was a great pass. And I tell you what, he threw that ball hard, but Mac's got a great pair of hands. Pulled it right in.
6:54 remaining first quarter. Dowling leads 6-0. Calvert in for the extra point. Steingraber will stay in and hold. And the long snapper is Koa Thompson, who caught a pass during that drive. The snap is down. The kick is up. And it is good. So it's 7-0 Dowling over Valley. 6:54 remaining first quarter. Along with Dave Marcooley, I'm Mark Hemedale. Back with more from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference for Our Searching Souls, Friday and Saturday, September 26 and 27 at Wells Fargo Arena. Speakers include Father Donald Calloway, Sister Miriam James, Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers, Mirjana Soldo, Magnus McFarland Barrow, Steve Angrisano, and Iowa Catholic Radio's John Leonetti. Tickets and information are available through ChristOurLifeIowa.com. The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference, September 26 and 27 at Wells Fargo Arena, ChristOurLifeIowa.com.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium, West Des Moines. Mark Hemedale, Dave Marcooley, John Chido. Dowling goes on a drive of their own if they took over from at the Valley 45. 9 plays, 45 yards, capped off by Jake Steingraber. 7-yard touchdown pass to Mac Anderson. Jake Calvert's extra point gives Dowling a 7-0 lead. John Chido, let's go down to you on our sideline as we're right in the middle of our 2-minute COVID break, as we like to call it, where the teams are being sanitized. They do it right after this score. But, Johnny, give us your rundown on that last drive by the Maroons.
That was a very, very good pace with that drive, Mark, other than that one penalty. But Jake Steingraber's pass, they went 3 receivers one side, single receiver to Mac Anderson, and he was able to get that inside release, and Steingraber threw the ball right there on the numbers, and it was a great pitch and catch for the early score. But what a switch from last week to this week, like Coach talked about in the pregame.
Yeah, it certainly was. And, Dave, you kind of hit on it. A couple different guys making catches. Koa Thompson with the catch during that drive. We mentioned Jalen Thompson, the tight end, who caught the first pass of the game for Dowling on offense. And then Anderson with a couple catches, one for the touchdown.
Yeah, and the offensive line also, Mark. Credit them. I tell you, I saw some line drives that I have not seen, even in practice. So Dowling offense comes out looking very strong.
All right, Mason Dubrava back deep along with Jaden Williams. And Dubrava has it on the return. They kick it to the left hash. Dubrava, sneaky move across the 35-40, and he's still on his feet and finally run out of bounds right about the 44-yard line of Valley. Nice return by the Valley Tigers. Mason Dubrava, who we'll hear more about tonight, the other wide receiver with Mahoney, and he had a nice return. You put them both back there, and You might as well just kick it out of bounds, put it on the 35, Dave, I think.
That Jabrava's very slippery. He's hard to bring down. He broke a number of tackles there. Finally, number 26, a junior, Adam Townsend, was able to bring him down, fortunately, but not until he got to the 45-yard line.
All right, Valley with the first down from their own 45. Tigers go left to right, north to south here at Valley Stadium. The visitors, and now Ruble out of the backfield, and his pass to Mahoney, a little lateral pass. Mahoney with the catch, gets across the 45 up near midfield, and finally tackled out of bounds at the Dowling 48-yard line. Nice little route that time, a 7-yard gain for Mahoney.
Yeah, pretty close to the same play they started the game with, but they had much more success this time around.
First time Valley is in Dowling territory tonight, and the Tigers have a first down a second down play from the Dowling 45. And now the give is to the tailback, and handoff right up the gut, right over center, and that's Jaden Williams with the ball. The ball carrier gets down about the 47-yard line for a gain of 1.
Williams is another one of the Division I prospects that they have on the offensive side of the ball. And when Valley goes to that tight pro, they do like to give the ball to Williams and run the ball.
Would be surprised if Williams will go down to Kansas State with Ruble, who has accepted an offer there. Those two could end up being a K-State
that's right.
Wildcats.
He is going to Kansas State, yes.
All right, Ruble under center this time. I formation, handoff Williams, left side. He's stacked up. He's near a first down. He falls forward, and it's going to be a matter of inches, Dave. You signaled first down,
Valley.
Valley.
Well, it depends upon which official. Two of them are marking it. One's short and one's long. But
first down, Valley, they mark it. You were correct.
That was close.
At the Dowling 45, first down, Valley Tigers. At the 5:25 mark of the first quarter, Dowling 7, Valley nothing here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network as we simulcast. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcooley in the booth. Down the Dowling sideline is John Chido. He'll catch up with Dowling head football coach Tom Wilson at halftime, so look forward to that. Tigers now move the tight end to left side, two receivers right, and Jake Ruble out of the shotgun, bobbles the snap, rolls to his right, wants to throw, does, and he threw it away, incomplete. Nobody over there. Closest Dowling defender there was Carson Kriegshauser, and he had nobody to defend.
No, again, Pettis and Patton got through the line of scrimmage, and they put pressure on Ruble, and they got to continue to do that and get him moving to throw the ball.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 Valley from the Dowling 45. Tigers will have two receivers right. One of them is Mahoney. He's slot right. And one receiver to the left. Here's a snap, and they give it to Williams. Jaden with the carry. He's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Oh, the interior line for the Maroons. Stuffing that play. Up front, Jalen Pettis, Chase Patton, Russell Pearson, the front three, along with Michael One, and Will Herman, along with Max Deary, Jake Meyer, and Carson Kriegshauser's the linebackers.
Right, they're very high on Meyer and Deary also. That Max Deary is a wrestler. I know his father, he was a tough wrestler back in his day, but you get those wrestlers playing linebacker and watch out.
So no gain in the play. It's 3rd and 10 Valley as Williams, no gain. Back to throw Rudley under duress. Now wants to runs to his right, fires the ball downfield. He dumps it off, and the pass is caught. First down Valley at the 32-yard line. Mahoney came back for the football and made a cradle catch at the 32 of Dowling.
Oh, and that's too bad. Jack Myers was on an outside stunt that time. No one touched him, but he was unable to catch Ruble. Ruble broke free and completed the pass, or Mark, that would have been a 10, 15-yard loss.
Yes, it would have been. And hats off to Ruble. Jake avoided the Dowling pressure. And it's 1st and 10 Valley. 3:50 remaining first quarter. Valley going into a slight wind here at Valley Stadium as they go left to right towards the south end zone. Play action. Back to throw. Ruble has time. Fires over middle. The pass is intercepted. Intercepted by Dowling Catholic. And on the pick, it's Blake Anderson. And, yes, he goes both ways. And Blake with the pick after the ball was deflected by Mahoney, Dave.
And on the coverage, I believe, was Will Herman who made the tackle, who forced that ball to go up in the air and to be intercepted to his teammate. So credit Will Herman also.
So Blake Anderson with the interception and Dowling with the football. With 3:38 remaining here in the first quarter, Dowling's offense will be on the field, and they're going to take their mandatory sanitary timeout for COVID. So we'll take a 1-minute break and return. Mark Amadale, Dave Marculli, John Chido back with more from Valley Stadium. It's Valley Dowling, and the Maroons lead at 7-0 over the Valley Tigers here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hello, my friends. Father Wade Menezes here of EWTN's Open Line Tuesday, where topics of faith, family, and fellowship are discussed each week, along with my giving general pastoral advice and catechesis. I'm asking you to faithfully support your local Catholic radio station, help give the Catholic faith to others by promoting solid Catholic programming in your local area. I strongly encourage you to become a faithful steward to your local Catholic radio station.
You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app, or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, West Des Moines, after the Valley turnover. First down, Dowling at their own 17-yard line. 3:38 remaining first quarter. Dowling leading 7-0 as back to throw on first down. Steingraber, he hits a man over the middle, and it's caught. Big catch that time for Mac Anderson. He's inside the 20, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 10-yard line. First down, Maroons, and Mac Anderson after the tremendous pass from Jake Steingraber there, Dave.
Attaboy, Mac. He ran an inside slant that time, and Mac, he's deceiving. He's got a tremendous amount of speed. He's a smart kid, and he's a big playmaker. So watch out. Dowling Catholic all the way down to the 9-yard line.
And the Maroons in business. That goes for 74 yards and a Dowling first down. The Maroons with a first and goal at the 9 of Valley. And now Dowling offense looking back to their sideline. We're going to get John Chido in here. This thing is picking up and the Maroons are going to call timeout. And we will take one ourselves with 3:26 remaining first quarter. Dowling 7, Valley nothing. The Maroons will have a first and goal at the Valley 9 when we return here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Piedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610. Online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
CPCustomHomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Mark Amadale alongside Dave Marculli, John Chido. While we were away, a quick sliding pass that time for Dowling, all the way down inside the 5-yard line with the catch, and the Maroons bring up a second down and goal from the 4-yard line, Dave.
Well, they lined Louis and Mac Anderson up on the same side. Mac ran a quick slant, and Mac's the one that made the catch on that one.
A nice sliding grab, and they had a lot of misdirection with that. And now Steingraber at quarterback, the handoff to Swager, and Zach bowls his way down about the 2-yard line, gained a 2 to bring up third and goal Dowling at the Valley 2, as Swager, who was a leading ball carrier last week for Dowling in their win over Indianola, with 22 carries, 117 yards, and now they go right up the middle, but a penalty flag down here, Dave. This is all going to come back.
That was a quick set quarterback sneak, and usually that means illegal procedure on the Maroons.
Let's get John Chido in as they assess the penalty, presumably against Dowling. John, a lot has happened with the turnover by Dowling forcing the turnover.
Yeah, what a ball play by Blake Anderson with that one-handed interception, Mark. And the passing combinations, the route running for Dowling getting these one-on-one matchups and exposing the defensive backs in bad positions there with those matchups, allowing for Mac Anderson to get free for that big catch and run, Mark.
Yeah, it certainly is. Johnny, thank you for that report. Offside on
They
Valley.
call Valley for jumping.
Yeah, so half the distance. Third and goal now for Dowling at the Valley 1. High snap, Steingraber has it. Handoff, Swager, touchdown! Touchdown, Dowling! Zach Swager right up the gut. He followed his center that time. Jake Olson, Dominic Varelli, and Gabe Carey, the guards. Sam Gavin and Michael One, the tackles. Jalen Thompson, Caden Sanders at 2 tight ends, and Dowling now up 2 scores on the Valley Tigers, 13-0 Maroons.
Great run by Jack Swager there, getting behind his blocking, and the key is he kept his feet moving, which is critical. Nice job, Dowling offense. Holy cow, Mark.
We bring you out of retirement, and this is what we have.
Wow.
Up 2 on the Valley Tigers. You know, these two teams played for a state title last year.
Well, you know what? They played 2 games ago, right?
Yes, they did. That's
2
right.
games ago.
Extra point by Calvert is no good. So the score remains Dowling 13 and the Valley Tigers nothing. 2:28 remaining first quarter. Back in 1 minute from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. I'm Mark Amadale. Dave Marcoulier joins me, John Chido, here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium, West Des Moines, as Dowling goes 4 plays, 83 yards, capped off by a Zach Swager 1-yard run. Dowling 13-0 over Valley. His extra point was no good. The big play, Dave, Mac Anderson's 74-yard reception on first down to put Dowling deep in Valley territory. Here's a kickoff by Diego Leon, and that drives Williams deep to his 5, and on the return, he's going to be swung down as he crosses the 20-yard line. As a nice return that time by Valley, and tackle
Adam Townsend. He's 2 for 3.
Yep, he's the third running back in this group, and he's doing making his mark on special teams.
Very nice job.
Let's go down to Dowling's sideline, which is on the east side of the stadium tonight, now in the shade, and that is John Chido. Johnny, a big play that time, Mac Anderson, to get Dowling and deep into Valley territory to set up the touchdown.
Yeah, that was an excellent drive for the Maroons. The passing game has been very efficient tonight for them. This is a big possession for Valley. They need to get some type of points on the board, some type of rhythm going with their offense.
On their own 22-yard line, they hand off to Jalen Williams, and he's hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. He turns the corner and hit from behind as Williams couldn't get unleashed. And Davey had some Maroon, a little wall set up on that right side, but dragging him down from behind.
Jalen Pettis caught him from behind, and that's good. You do not want to let Williams get outside, or you aren't going to catch him. Jalen Pettis did a nice job shooting his gap, getting in the backfield, and making the tackle for no gain at all, Mark.
Yep. 2nd and 10, Valley on their own 22-yard line. Dowling 13, Valley nothing. Final minute and 50 seconds left here in the first quarter. Quarterback is Jake Rubley for Valley. Swings the ball out of the backfield, and it's incomplete. Try to hit Williams with a little swing pass to the left of the formation and led him a little too far. Incomplete.
Well, that sure looked like a fumble almost to me, Mark. Didn't that look like a backwards pass to you? It was pretty close.
No,
Valley came up with it.
No. Now I know you've been away and on the motorcycle too long.
Come on, this is Valley, Mark. you have a different set of eyes when you play Valley.
Remember, gentlemen, our listening audience, Dave, the guy who gave away his daughter but missed the rehearsal dinner. Well, you went to most of it. You didn't eat dessert.
No, I ate.
Right over there.
I ate my hamburger and left.
To coach in a Dowling Valley game, that's dedication. All right, for Valley, it's 3rd and 10 from their own 22. Back to throw, Rubley on play action. Now being chased, undumps it off, incomplete. Threw it into space. Williams was there, but nobody else. Pass incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 10. Valley from their own 22, and this Dowling defense has just been stifling in this first half.
Well, they set up the screen pass there, and Russell Pearson came through, and he was not fooled by Rubley. Rubley backpedaled much further than he wanted to, and by the time it came to throwing the ball, there was no one there. It had just broke down.
Dawson Stein into punt. He'll stand back at right around his 10-yard line, gets it away. A low kick, fielded at midfield by Dowling, and hit and dropped. On the return for the Maroons is Blake Anderson, and that'll move him back to the 48-yard line. That's where Dowling will start, moving back to the 46-yard line. We want to thank Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates for sponsoring the game on Iowa Catholic Radio. And if you're watching the game tonight on CISN, you'll see their ads throughout on the screen. Let's go down to Dowling's sideline, and that is where John Chido is. Johnny, give us an update before the Dowling offense takes the field.
Well, Valley's trying to get more laterally and get their position players in space with the football, and they're unable to connect on that screen pass and other little short routes. And Dowling's defense has been in great position to shut the Valley offense down. Yeah,
and one of the big plays was Pettis. And now Smolik in at quarterback, fires a pass across the field. A pass is caught by Louis Brooks, but for a short gain, maybe up to the 48-yard line for a gain of 2, as we're seeing the Dowling sophomore in there right now, Jackson Smolik, 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, and he's got a nice arm, Dave. You saw it there.
Yeah, he can really throw the ball. And, Mark, I was focusing on the offensive line that play, and there was absolutely no penetration at all by the Valley defensive line, so that line is stepping up.
Brooks with his first catch of the night. Smolik back to throw. Now wants to run. Scampers outside the pocket. Rolls to his left. Fires with his right hand. Downfield pass incomplete. Overthrew Louis Brooks. Also had a receiver down there in Jake Anderson, but he overthrew them both incomplete.
My Valley eyes saw a lot of pushing on that play, but
of course you did.
Yeah, Smolik really had to scramble quite a bit, and he threw a nice pass, unfortunately running the wrong way, which makes it a difficult pass, and Brooks was unable to come up with it.
The official stop play. They did not. Yes, they are set. The 5-yard penalty now being assessed to Dowling, and they'll move the ball back to the 42-yard line. John Chido, did you see what that was about? Because we didn't realize there was a penalty flag thrown on the play after Smolik was scrambling.
Yeah, they're calling an offensive lineman downfield.
Okay.
2nd and 13.
It's ineligible man downfield for Dowling. It'll back the Maroons to their 43-yard line on the penalty after incompletion. Diamond backfield, back to throw Smolik. Fires it out. The pass is caught. Louis Brooks with the first down inside the Valley 45. Steps out of bounds at the 42 of Valley.
Well, he has so much speed. It's obvious the cornerback for Valley is taught don't get beat deep, because he was backpedaling, and he had a 5-yard cushion, 10, 15 yards downfield, Mark, and he cut it off to an out, wide open, perfect pass.
A nice spot that time, because Smolik had to throw it before Louis made his turn.
Right, and beautiful work.
So it's first down Maroons, 1st and 10 at the Valley 42, Dowling leading 13-0. Here with 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter from a beautiful night at Valley Stadium. The sun is set, and lights are on, but we don't need them. Smolik back to throw, fires it out. The pass is caught by Koa Thompson for a short gain, kind of a quick stick route to the left side of the formation. They'll spot him down at the 38 for a gain of 4.
And Thompson just takes a couple steps and turns, and Smolik got his read and selected Thompson on that one.
Certainly did. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Kemen, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. Alongside Dave Marcooley, I'm Mark Amadale. John Chido on the Dowling sideline. We've come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 13, the Valley Tigers nothing. Valley ranked number 1, Dowling ranked 3rd. Back with the second quarter in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference for Our Searching Souls, Friday and Saturday, September 26th and 27th at Wells Fargo Arena. Speakers include Father Donald Calloway, Sister Miriam James, Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers, Mirjana Soldo, Magnus McFarland Barrow, Steve Angrisano, and Iowa Catholic Radio's John Leonetti. Tickets and information are available through ChristOurLifeIowa.com. The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference, September 26th and 27th at Wells Fargo Arena, ChristOurLifeIowa.com.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, West Des Moines, as we start the second quarter. Dowling Catholic leading 13-0 over the Valley Tigers. My name is Mark Amadale, joined by Dave Marcoulier tonight. And John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Let's go down to Johnny before we start the second quarter. Johnny, give us an update from the Dowling sideline.
Well, Mark and Coach, it's a lot different story than last week for the Dowling Maroons offensively. There's more of a fast pace, more efficiency with their offense. Defense has been stifling. They left off just like they left off last week. Valley's yet to get anything going offensively, Mark.
They certainly have. And on 2nd and 6, Smolik out back to pass, fires it out, and he's got a man right at the first down marker. He's driven back right at the 32-yard line. They're going to give him the first down. Was that the tight end there, Dave? We'll have to see.
You know, Dowling offense is going to so many quick passes and short passes, very little run in these series, Mark, that Valley's defensive line is just starting to stand up and not get any penetration at all.
6-yard reception that time for Jalen Thompson. First down Dowling at the Valley 32. Dowling 13 and Valley nothing as we're underway here in the second quarter. Dowling will go from left to right, north to south here at the Valley Stadium. Maroons in their home maroon uniforms, white pants and numbers. Back to throw Smolik on play action. Has a man wide open. He overthrew him. Incomplete to Mac Anderson and went right through his hands. The ball was high on a quick post route from the right side of the formation, David.
Well, it was a little bit high because Valley came with a full stunt that time, and they got in on the two corners, putting a lot of pressure on Smolik, forcing him to throw that ball, and he couldn't really follow through. Too bad because Mac Anderson was wide open on that play.
He had no safety help. It was just him and the corner. So it's 2nd down and 10, Dowling. And now Smolik back to throw. Fires the ball out. The pass is caught. That is Koa Thompson with the catch. And he's run out of bounds on the far sideline on the Dowling side, right at the 20-yard line. That's a pickup of 12 yards and a Dowling first down.
And Thompson, inside receiver that time, running an out pattern. Nicely thrown ball and a nice pickup for the Dowling Maroons.
1st and 10 Maroons at the 20-yard line as Dowling now in the Bozen the Florist red zone. Say more with Bozen. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more. 1st and 10 Maroons. Ball at the Valley 20. As Smolik on play action fires the ball to his right, and the pass is knocked down incomplete. Great job by the Valley defensive lineman who hit and slapped it down. Nice job by the Tigers that time, and that's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he came up from the outside again to pick up Brooks. That time they lined up with Mac Anderson on the right side, split clear out, one-on-one coverage. I thought they might look for Mac out there, but Louis Brooks came and was underneath, and the read said go to Brooks, which he tried to do.
All right, offset I formation in the backfield. Smolik at quarterback. Mac Anderson split wide to the left, top of your screen as a receiver. And the handoff goes for the first time tonight, and that is Cam Middleton, the backup tailback. And he angles his way out of bounds inside the 15. I think we're going to spot him right out of bounds at about the 12. Nice move by Cam Middleton. His first carry of the night as they alternate him and the tailback, Zach Schwager.
Came back with that counter. Nice blocking by the fullback, Schwager, who I believe is in there at fullback on that play. And the backside guard pulls.
7-yard run for Middleton. 3rd and 3 Dowling. Line of scrimmage, the Valley 13. And 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Smolik over the middle, fires a pass. It's incomplete. He threw into coverage that time as the intended receiver was Mac Anderson, but well covered by the Valley defense. And that corner there was one-on-one with Anderson, and he had him well defended.
Yeah, he really did. He was all over Mac on that play. So that's going to bring up a field goal attempt for the Maroons.
This will be a 30-yard field goal attempt by Jake Calvert. The snap will be from Koa Thompson. The holder will be Jake Steingraber. And the ball is down. The left-footed kick by Calvert is up, and it is good. So Dowling extends its lead to 16-0 over the Valley Tigers with 10:27 remaining here in the second quarter. We'll take a break and come back with more from Valley Stadium here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610. Online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Mark Hamadale alongside Dave Marcoullier, John Chido on the Dowling sideline as the Maroons set to kick off, leading 16-0 on the 30-yard field goal by Jake Calvert. John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Nice little drive by the Maroons, but they ended up settling for a field goal instead of getting points or getting a touchdown out of that, Johnny.
Yeah, I want to go back to that batted ball by Nasir Washington because Jalen Thompson was wide open, Mark, and that batted ball prevented a Dowling touchdown.
And here's a squib kick by Dowling. I was wondering if they're going to do that, Dave, as the squib kick fielded by Max Barr of Valley, and he'll down it right there at the 23-yard line. But go back to your point there, Johnny.
Yeah, when they brought Louis Brooks in motion, and Smolik tried to throw the pass over the middle. He's going to Jalen Thompson, who was wide open, and Nasir Washington, I believe, the defensive end for Valley, made a great play to bat that ball down.
So the Maroons lead it 16-0. The Valley Tiger offense on the field with 10:27 remaining here in the second quarter. Out of the I formation, they'll give it to Williams. He's smothered under. He'll get nowhere. Had a fullback in front of him, ran the I play to the right side, and a bunch of maroon jerseys knifed in there and made the stop. And, Dave, you're going to have to call him out because there was 3 or 4 Dowling Maroons in the backfield.
Well, yeah, I'm going to give Carson Kriegshauser credit on that, Mark, but they're, like you said, the whole right side. I bet Patton and Pearson were also probably in on that play. They just really crashed down on the right side.
So it brings up 2nd down and 14 for Valley, as the line of scrimmage was the 24-yard line. It's been pushed back to the 20-yard line on the loss. And here is Rubley back to throw, fires it out. Nice catch that time by the receiver on the near side. And that is the first catch for Cale Nessheim on he was a slot receiver to the left, and he gets it across the 25 up to the 27-yard line.
You know, Valley has 2 Division I receiving prospects. Their tight end, Eli Reardon, who is 6'6", 220, Division I prospect, has not been offered yet. I do not believe. His brother played for Nebraska, has not touched the ball yet tonight, Mark.
Yeah, yet is the key word there. All right, 2 receivers to the right, 3rd and 6. Rubley out of the shotgun, back to throw, loses his footing, but fires out, and it's intercepted, picked off by Dowling. On the interception that time is Carson Kriegshauser, and he'll be brought down right about the 33-yard line of Valley, and another Tiger turnover.
Oh, Kriegshauser played that ball beautifully. He got in his drop, right in the drop zone, and made a great catch. Maroons ball once again, Mark. This Dowling defense has looked good all year, and coming into the season, Mark, they knew the defense had to carry the offense for a little bit, but boy, they aren't carrying them more than one game, are they?
Unbelievable, and what a move that time. And John Chowder, you were right in front of that. Kriegshauser had that ball read that Ruble threw.
Oh, I mean, he dropped right what Coach said. He dropped right into that read in that zone, and ball was thrown right to him and made a great play. But the defensive line did the pressure that made that happen.
Here's Smolik thrown in the end zone, and now it is both of them come down with it. Now the officials got to get involved. Louis Brooks came down with it, and they're going to give it to Valley, as the Valley defender there got in front of Louis Brooks, and they wrestled to the ground, and they're going to give it to the Valley Tigers. So one turnover deserves another, and the Tigers will take it 1st and 10 on their own 20. What a jump ball that was.
We don't have a replay, Mark, but I believe people watching at home right now are going to see a replay. I don't know. I couldn't tell from here. It was just too hard to see.
So Valley will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. A jump ball in the end zone. John Chowder, you don't see that too often. And when you do, it usually comes down in favor of the offense. They rule offense, but the defender for Valley ripped it away.
Yeah, Jabrava, that was a 50-50 ball, Mark, and Jabrava was able to get it away from Louis Brooks there at the end in the scrap-up. But what a great play by the defensive back for the Valley Tigers.
Yeah, it certainly was. And that is Mason Dubrava, the 5'9" senior, and now Valley back to the ground game, and 1st and 10 from the 20, and no gain on the play. Williams with the carry, and he is having tough going, finding any sort of hole for this outstanding running back for the Valley Tigers.
And, they really aren't blocking the outside ends for Dowling Catholic. They're thinking Williams can make it up in the middle quick enough, but Russell Pearson, that's about the second or third time we've seen him crash down hard and make the tackle from the backside.
So we'll bring up 2nd and 10 Valley. It's 16-0. The Dowling Maroons leading the Valley Tigers. 8:15 remaining here in the second quarter. The game clock continues to run. And back to throw now is Ruble. Looks to his left, fires it out. The pass is incomplete, broken up nicely by the Maroons, as the intended receiver for Valley was Eli Reardon, the guy you just talked about earlier. Had the ball in his hand, but stripped away at the last moment, incomplete.
Coverage by Will Herman on the play. Will did a nice job getting out on his coverage to break up the play.
So 3rd and long again.
Big third down play here, Mark. 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 for the Valley Tigers. They'll send 2 receivers to the left, one to the right, one back in the backfield. That's Williams. And Ruble back to throw under duress, and he's trying to slip a tackle, and he won't. Down he goes. The Maroons come in there, and they sack Ruble back at the 14-yard line. The Tigers are forced to punt. Ruble cannot get anything going, as the Dowling defense has been the name of this first half.
Boy, and there were a number of Maroons in on that play. We had a stun on that time. He was able to get loose, and it's just unbelievable. It was very hard to pick up the number on that one. John, you may have been able to see.
Yeah, it was Max Deary on the blitz.
Yeah, he did a great job shooting that gap.
And you knew he wasn't getting away because Deary's a pretty good wrestler. Now here's a punt by Valley. Brooks with it at his own 46. Up the gut he goes across the 40. He might go down the near sideline. Brooks puts a move on the punter. Touchdown! 54 yards. And Louis Brooks lights it up, and Dowling now up 22-0 pending the extra point. And how about that guy?
Louis was not going to let a kicker tackle him, I tell you that right now. No way. Beautiful return by Louis Brooks.
Touchdown Maroons. A 54-yard punt return by Louis Brooks. And Dowling now has extended their lead to 22-0 as we have 7:12 remaining here in the second quarter. Dave Marcoulier.
Unbelievable, Mark.
This is quite the night. Calvert now in for the extra point for Dowling. The hold by Steingraber. And it's a low kick. It's up, and it is no good. No good again. So it's 22-0 Dowling. We'll take a 1-minute break and return to Valley Stadium with number 3 Dowling leading number 1 Valley with 7:12 remaining second quarter here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
This is Gloria Purvis, host of Morning Glory. Gosh, I wish they had Catholic radio when I was growing up. It would have been a source for me to learn more about the faith. When you pledge your support, you make it possible for this station to carry programs like Morning Glory every morning. No matter the amount, your gift works to make a difference for you, for others, and for the future of Catholic radio. Prayerfully consider making a gift right now.
You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app, or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoulier, and, of course, John Chido on our Dowling sideline tonight. Let's go down to John. Dowling leading 22-0. And, Johnny, you can't get – we talked about special teams a little bit with Coach Wilson in the pregame show, and there was a big special team play. Louis Brooks, a 54-yard punt return for a Dowling touchdown.
Yeah, not only that, Mark, but think about this. He just lost a 50-50 ball that Valley that intercepted, and he comes back. And the next time he touches the ball, he brings it to the house for a touchdown. I mean, that's a ball player.
Yeah.
What a great play.
Well, this team's grown up a lot, John. We saw them in week one, and you got to hand it to the Valley or to the Indianola Indians. They gave Dowling everything they had. Led in the first half, led in the third quarter, and the Maroons pulled it away. But the Maroons learned a lot from that game, John.
Yeah, they sure have. And defensively, the blitzes that they've been sending and Valley's offensive line is not being able to account for these blitzes coming off the edge. The last time was Max Deary through the middle on that Mike Phil blitz. And the old line for Valley is having a hard time picking up where these blitzes are coming.
That's true. Diego Leon will kick off for Dowling. He kicked a swift kick last time. He'll do the same. Takes a couple bounces. They'll let it go back to the 8-yard line, picked up by Williams, and Jalen with it across the 20. And he stood up right about the 25, 27-yard line. They'll spot him down. 1st and 10, the Valley Tigers from their own 27-yard line. And it has been all Dowling tonight. 22-0, 7:05 remaining in the first half. Our halftime guest will be the president of the Catholic Football League, Andy Jepson, will join us here at the press box at Valley Stadium. But, Dave, the Dowling defense, you picked the right game to come back on. I'll tell you right now. You got to love this.
Well, you got to love the Dowling Valley game, especially when Dowling's up 22-0. And when Valley is just loaded with Division I athletes, this is just a real shock.
First down, Tigers. The line of scrimmage, their own 28-yard line. And now the inside handoff, and they give it to Williams, and he stood up at the line of scrimmage. And that front four for Dowling as Jake Rubley hands it off to Jaden Williams, the Valley ball carrier on the play. Up front for the Maroons, Pettis, Patton, Pearson, and Michael One, all up front for the Maroons. Krieghauser, as we've called his name, he's got a pick tonight.
Well, I know Roosevelt held Williams to 1 yard the first quarter, and then he kind of broke loose, and he ended up with over 100 yards last week. But I tell you what, Dowling has really keyed on him, and Williams has not been able to do anything.
2nd and 8, Valley. Tight end on the left. They go to the running formation. Handoff Williams. Cuts it across and is across the 30 up near the 33-yard line. He'll pick up 3 and he'll bring up 3rd and 5 for Valley at their own 33-yard line with 6 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling leading 22-0 over number 1 Valley.
And Will Herman coming up again to make a solo tackle. And Mark, I tell you, we've called Will Herman's name all night long so far. He's had a tremendous first half.
Did you hear Coach Bosman in the box next to us calling out signals? He's got one called out here. Just keep an eye on this play. All right, 3rd and 4 for Valley. Tigers go with a bunch formation to the left. Rubley under center, and one back in the backfield. That's Williams. Back to throw Rubley. Looks left, looks over the middle, fires it out. The pass is caught. Beautiful pass, and I think he hit Reardon, his tight end. The pass is complete, and that was not Reardon. That was Drew Henderson with the reception for a first down.
Nice play, but I tell you, I didn't catch the number, but someone put a shot on Rubley, And I think he's finding out what this Dowling Valley series is all about. He sure did on that play.
Well, he played some pretty good ball out there in Colorado before they shut it down for the year and he transferred here. And, he's got family members that went to school here in Davenport area, Iowa State, and did very well. So he's cut from a pretty good
Iowa,
cloth.
though, Mark. Come on.
He's cut from a pretty good cloth. This is not the high altitude, Dave. He doesn't play at that high altitude out there. All right, Tigers with the first down right at midfield, they'll call it. 16-yard catch to Drew Henderson. That's his first. And we got a timeout called by Valley. We'll take a minute break. 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling 22, Valley nothing here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts of the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Back to throw is Ruble, 1st and 10 from midfield. He goes down and he gets it away. Pass is caught. Nice catch that time by Nessheim. Kale with the catch in traffic. And I'll tell you what, Ruble took another shot there, Dave.
Yeah, he did. He's getting a lot of pressure. That was a flanker screen. He started wide and came inside. Nicely run play by Valley.
And a 4-yard reception for the Tigers. 2nd and 6 now as we have 4.5 minutes remaining. Here in the second quarter, Dowling 22, the Valley Tigers nothing. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoulier here in the press box on a beautiful night here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. And John Chido on the sideline. And now here is an end around. They're going to give it to Mahoney. Matthew Mahoney trying to turn the corner, gets outside the numbers and finally tripped up near the 45-yard line. Let's see where they'll give him forward progress. Maybe a yard on the game.
And I believe it was Max Deary who got the initial shot. Will Herman also out there and one of the cornerbacks. But Max, another outstanding linebacker who can really run from side to side.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Mark Amadale and Dave Marcoulier here in the press box. John Chido on the sideline. Ruby back to throw, fires it out. Pass is caught near a first down. And they may give it to him. They're going to stop the clock and give the Valley receiver. And nice reception that time by the Valley Tigers as they're starting to gain a little momentum.
And that was Jake Anderson. And Jake is Mac Anderson's younger brother. He's a sophomore in getting some reps at cornerback, coming up nicely to make the tackle.
Benke with the catch. Eric Benke, the 5'8 senior, back to throw Ruble on first down from the 40-yard line, and the pass is caught nicely that time. That's Nessheim with his second catch in this series.
Valley starting to get their passing game, no huddle game, clicking for them before the end of the first half here.
9-yard gain for Nessheim. He had a 4-yard catch a couple plays earlier. It brings up 2nd and 1. We approach the 3-minute mark here of the first half. Timeouts remaining. Valley has 2, and Dowling has 2 timeouts at their disposal.
And they're getting down to
under 10
seconds. They need to get this play going.
2 receivers left, one to the right. Ruble out of the shotgun, has 2 running back in the backfield, and he's going to be hit and drop. Dropped again in the backfield is Ruble. Back at the 35-yard line, he'll lose 4 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Tigers.
Well, Max Derry came on that same stunt again, coming up the middle. And Herman also. But Derry is really getting around on the field, and I put a lot of pressure on him.
That's his second sack of the first half for Derry.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. Ruby was under tremendous pressure there. He couldn't do anything.
It all starts up front for the Maroons. Patton, Pearson, Pettis, and 1. and Kriegshauser. Linebackers, Deary, Herman, and Meyer. All right, 3rd and 5 Valley. Shotgun formation, Riebe. He'll give it to Williams, the tailback. Handoff right side. Tries to turn to corner. Can't. Hit and drop right about the 33-yard line. He'll gain 2. That'll bring up 4th and 2. And decision time for head coach Gary Swinson and the Valley Tigers.
And that was Russell Pearson again getting outside and not letting Williams beat him outside, forcing him back inside to his buddies to help him out and make the tackle. So I credit Russell Pearson on that play.
3-yard gain for Williams. 4th and 2 Valley. Line of scrimmage is the Dowling 32. Minute and a half. The game clock continues to run here in the second quarter, and the Tigers are going to call a timeout. We'll take a 1-minute break. Minute 23 remaining in the first half. Dowling 22, Valley nothing here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference for Our Searching Souls, Friday and Saturday, September 26 and 27 at Wells Fargo Arena. Speakers include Father Donald Calloway, Sister Miriam James, Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers, Mirjana Soldo, Magnus McFarland Barrow, Steve Angrisano, and Iowa Catholic Radio's John Leonetti. Tickets and information are available through ChristOurLifeIowa.com. The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference, September 26 and 27 at Wells Fargo Arena, ChristOurLifeIowa.com.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, West Des Moines. Mark Amadale alongside Dave Marcoullier as our score is 22-0. Dowling leading Valley. Tigers took the timeout. They have one left here in this drive, Dave. A minute 23 remaining in the half. Valley looking for points. And 4th and 2 on the Dowling 32. And Coach Swenson, field goal, go for it. What do you think, Coach?
Oh, you got to go for it. Down 22-0. I definitely go for it at 4th and 2.
And that's what the Tigers are doing. 2 receivers right, or 2 to the left, rather. And now we've got a timeout, Dowling. So we'll keep it here. Minute 23 remaining in the first half. Dowling uses their second timeout, so each team has a timeout left. And the Maroons with a 22-0 lead. And, Dave, this has been quite the year. And you look at the transition, getting ready for a season. I know we had baseball and softball here in the state of Iowa, but you've been retired administrator, retired coach. What am I missing? Coach, administrator, and principal, teacher, administrator. Yeah. This has to be interesting just to be a coach, just to be in those positions as a school teacher. And here you can't work with your team. You don't know, you can't have contact, and then you got all that stuff. Talk about, you're on the outside. I know you talk with administrators. This has to be different for guys like Gary Swenson and for Tom Wilson, the 2 head coaches here, preparing for a season like this.
Oh, absolutely. It's just as difficult as it is inside the building as it is outside with these coaches, especially a football coach where you have, what do they have, Mark, 80 kids? I believe Dowling might have 80 kids
Dowling
on the team this year.
The most participating in sport. Johnny's going to give us
an
update.
Trying to manage all that's
unbelievable.
Difficult to do, but Valley is lined up ready to go, so I better be quiet,
all
Mark.
Right. It's 4th and 2 Tigers. Minute 23 remaining in the half. Riebe out of the shotgun. Here's the snap with 2 receivers left. He goes over the middle. The pass is incomplete. It was dropped by the intended receiver that time, and that was Jaden Williams went up out of the slot left. He drops the ball incomplete, and Dowling will take over.
And I believe that was Blake Anderson on the play who broke it up. Great job by the Dowling defense, stepping up. And now let's see what Dowling's going to do with 119, Mark. A ball on the 32. Will they go their hurry-up offense? They ran their 2-minute offense last night, and it looked pretty good to me.
All right, we'll see as the Maroons now with Steingraber in at quarterback. Where's number 10? Jake the senior gives to Swager, and he goes right up the gut across the 35 and pushes his way up to about the 36-yard line for a gain of 4 to bring up second down and 4. Game clock continues to run under a minute 10 here in the first half.
That was the inside power play. Dominic Varelli from his left guard position does a little full block inside, tries to pick out the linebacker. and Schwager follows that block.
They're going to give him 5 yards up to the 37 after the umpire. 2nd and 5 for the Maroons. Steingraber at quarterback. Jake, here's a snap. And the give left side and having some room and finally getting tricked up and down at the 49-yard line. And let's see, that was not Schwager.
That was the counter, Mark, where the fullback will kick out and they pull the backside guard.
Johnny, give me a helping hand here.
It was Cade Gokenauer.
Gokenauer, the fullback, with a rare carry. So Gokenauer carries the ball up to the 48-yard line. He picked up 11 yards on the play. And it's 1st and 10 Maroons. And now back to throw is Steingraber. Lost it up downfield, and the pass is underthrown, incomplete to Louis Brooks. As Steingraber underthrew Louis. And if the Valley defensive back would have turned around, he might have had something there, but it goes incomplete.
Well, that Valley defensive back has some speed, too, and he was staying up with Louis Brooks.
Dubrava.
Yeah. That Dubrava is one heck of an athlete.
So that stops the clock, and that's the thing. You go for the big play, but you stop the clock with 17 seconds. 2nd and 10, Dowling from the 48. Handoff Schwager, and he's hit and dropped the line of scrimmage. Hello and good night. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage to bring up 3rd and 10 Maroons from their own 48.
Well, he was stuffed because Jake Olson had a tough time in the middle and got knocked back into Schwager, knocked him off his feet. Mark, it's halftime.
Yeah, hard to believe that. 22-0. Dowling leading at halftime over the Valley Tigers. And we're going to catch up with John Chido and head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic at the Maroons' perspective as John is caught up with the head coach of Dowling. And Johnny, take it away with Tom Wilson.
Well, Coach Wilson, great start to a first half. Seemed like the offense was moving the ball quite well down the field. The defense has been really stout up front, and your linebackers have put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
We had a good half, but you guys know in this rivalry it's going to take 4 quarters, and we leave a couple points off the board with extra points, which is concerning. But we've done some really good things. We'll just see if we're mature enough to finish it.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. The Maroons leading 22-0 here at halftime. And, Dave, you go back to pregame and what we talked about, what had to happen, what could happen. What we found out happened, the Dowling defense came to play tonight. Big plays. We mentioned numerous kids on that side of the ball. A couple of interceptions against the Division I quarterback in Rubley. But it's been the defense that has really propelled the offense for Dowling tonight. And they have been hitting on all cylinders. They've kind of opened it up, something that you saw this week in practice.
Well, absolutely. And I was just thinking while you were talking, was it the front line, the linebackers, or the cornerback that's really excelled? But I can't pick one out, Mark, because all 3 areas of the game on the defense just really did an outstanding job. They just really flew to the football, got to their gaps, and I didn't see any mistakes in assignments by that defense at all.
Well, they played a tremendous first half. Let's take a look at our statistics here at halftime. We want to thank Coach Seifert for providing that to us as Dowling leading at halftime 22-0 over the Valley Tigers. Maroons with 10 first downs in the first half, 4 for Valley. Jake Steingraber, 6 out of 8 passing, 124 yards and a touchdown at halftime to lead Dowling. Jackson Smolik, 5 out of 9 passing for the Maroons for 34 yards. For Valley, Jake Rubley, 8 out of 16 passing, 61 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Leading rusher for Dowling is Zach Schwager, 8 carries, 24 yards, and a touchdown. Cam Middleton, 1 carry for 7 yards. For Valley, their leading ball carrier has been Jaden Williams, 9 carries, 9 yards in the first half. Matt Mahoney, 1 carry for 1 yard. Leading receiver for Dowling is Mac Anderson, 4 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown to lead the Maroons. Koa Thompson, 3 catches for 24 yards. And Jalen Thompson for the Maroons, 2 catches for 17 yards. And Louis Brooks, 2 catches for 12 yards. Louis had a 54-yard punt return for a touchdown to his credit. For Valley, Cale Nessheim, with 3 catches, 21 yards for the Valley Tigers. Mahoney, 3 catches for 19. And Drew Henderson, 1 catch for 16 yards. That's a look at the statistics here at halftime. Again, for the Maroons, they have 189 yards of total offense, 158 in the air, 31 on the ground. For the Valley Tigers, 55 yards of total offense, 61 yards passing, -6 yards on the ground. Dave Marcoulé, those are numbers.
Yes, absolutely. And again, that defense and the offense, I thought the offense came out with a wonderful game plan tonight, starting short passes, picking Valley, trying to get them off balance. And it worked successfully with a mix of a few runs, but most of the time the passing game is what made it for the Maroons, Mark.
And we want to thank Kemen, Mercy One, and Skeffington's for supporting our broadcast all season long here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Well, we're going to take a break here at halftime as along with Dave Marcooley and John Chido, I'm Mark Amadeo. Halftime score, Dowling 22, the Valley Tigers nothing. We come back, we'll catch up with the president of the Catholic Football League here in Des Moines, and that is Andy Jepson. When we return from our halftime sponsors, we want to say hello to them and thank them. And you've been listening to Dowling Valley Series here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Piedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610. Online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium here on a beautiful night for week 2 of the high school football season. Dowling leading Valley 22-0 here at halftime, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Andy Jepson, the president of the Catholic Football League. And, Coach, thanks for coming up here. Guy who wears lots of hats. Marcooley told me you were coaching girls softball. Is that right, Jep?
I've had the pleasure of coaching his granddaughter for the last 3 or 4 years.
Now, is he a good parent when he's out, or grandparent when he's out there?
He's the best. He's the best.
Oh, that's all I need to hear.
He loves my first base coaching antics. So he's probably the only one that loves it. But,
well, Andy, appreciate you coming by. I know Catholic Football League is off and running. A lot going on. I know our sideline guy, Johnny Chido, is one of the coaches in the Catholic Football League at one time, now the 8th grade coach at Dowling. We'll get to Johnny here in a minute, but talk about where we're at. Catholic Football League still going on the weekends?
Yeah, absolutely. We, obviously with the environment that we're in right now, we weren't exactly sure what the Catholic Football League or the Youth Football League season was going to look like, but we've got a great partnership with the guys over at Mid-Iowa Youth Football League for our 6th and 7th graders, and they really put a great plan together for all of the local youth leagues to get started a little bit earlier than normal, so that we can kind of space the season out in case we've got, the need to reschedule something in the middle of the year. And so our 6th and 7th graders actually opened their season last weekend, and they're off and running. Our flag kids, 1st through 5th, will start their season next weekend coming out of Labor Day, and we're excited about all of it. It'll be a little different, some different precautions and some different plans, but our numbers are really, really strong, and we're just super excited to provide an opportunity for the kids this year.
And that's what's amazing. We're going through the COVID epidemic. Parents, we always had the heads up campaign, the concussion. That seemed to be prevalent here the last 5 years.
Yep.
Now we have the COVID on top of that. And, the kids want the parents want their kids playing football. Yeah. Well, the numbers are up, and that says a lot about the community there.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Well, and it's a number of things, right? I mean, these kids have been cooped up
that's true.
for a number of months, and we've taken as many precautions as we can with masking and spreading practices out, and again, trying to set our schedule up in a manner where we can be as safe as possible with distancing and things like that. And so, as always, we're just super appreciative of all of the support and the parents and families that have, some are new to the Catholic Football League, but we have so many that are longtime supporters and have had multiple kids go through our program. And, we just feel very fortunate to be at the point that we're at and preparing to to play our season and hopefully, one day at a time, 1 week at a time. That's
Right.
kind of the approach right now, but so far so good.
Well, and hats off to the coaches in the league, and I know Johnny's one of them. And John, you can tell it. Just going to practice, how much the environment has changed. You coaches have to take care of the sanitization, along with teaching all the other good football skills. That's a big thing each and every practice before, let alone games.
Yeah, it sure is. And when you're dealing with young kids like that and trying to get them to acclimate to the environment and make, we try to stress that now your mask is part of your equipment.
That's right.
Just like your helmet, you have to bring it with you all the time. You have to have it on all the time. Yeah. And we only can control the things we can control, and that's one of them. And as long as we can control that, then there's hope we can play that week. So we take it week by week, and it's been good so far.
Yeah, it certainly has. And Andy, I know that you got to stress that to all the coaches, because you may coach a team, but you're responsible for all the coaches and getting them on the same page, making kids better. So when they get into the Dowling, well, that is the Dowling program, but they get to Dowling, you're seeing what's happening tonight. Some kids are growing up right before our eyes.
Yeah, my experience with the Catholic Football League, I've just always felt so fortunate to have the connection to Dowling Catholic football that we have. It certainly doesn't hurt our case when you're affiliated with a program that's won 7 state titles in a row. And our kids, not tonight, unfortunately, but most nights in a normal environment, we've got hundreds and hundreds of kids out here watching their idols play on Friday night, just waiting for their turn. And that's kind of our role is to create a positive experience for them when they're little and try to foster that love of the game, keep them active in the game until we can hand them off to our 8th grade staff, who, they kind of tend to see their role the same way, where they're fostering, an even more urgent, kind of acclimation to what we do at Dowling Catholic. And, we're all just very, very blessed to be able to work together as well as we do. And Coach Wilson and his staff get a lot of credit for that.
Well, and he's a big part of your input. You're the president, and you have all your officers with you, but Tom Wilson is a big part of the lower levels, the middle school, and then, of course, getting into high school. He's a big part of this.
It's nothing short of amazing, to be honest with you. As many hats as Coach Wilson wears at the high school, whether it be obviously as the head coach of the football team, but also as the athletic director, and he's never short on time, for those of us that have questions for him or need resources from him, and like I said, we're as a youth league, we couldn't be more fortunate to be paired with the high school program that we are, just because Coach Wilson knows how critically important the feeder program is, and he takes great pride in it, just like we do. So.
Visit with Andy Jepson, the president of the Catholic Football League. And, Andy, if folks want to know how to get involved, talk about the website, the contact people. I know emails and that are on the website. But if somebody is interested, non-Catholic, Catholics alike, kids just coming through, maybe you have a first, second, third grader that you're thinking, well, he didn't play this year, but I may want to get him in next year. Yep. How do they get in touch with you and your program?
Yeah, absolutely. All of our information is on our website, which is www.dmcatholicfootball.org. Generally speaking, we open registration about April 1st. This year was delayed because of some of the uncertainty about where we were going, so we didn't open until early May. But in normal times, we'll open the registration April 1st. All of the registration is online. All of our contact information is online, and my personal contact information is online. So for anybody that is interested in the program that we run and how we set things up, or how to get involved next year, I would encourage them to just feel free to drop me a text message or an email, or whatever works best for them.
And talk about the board of directors, the guys you work with.
The guys that do all the work.
Well, the guys and the gals behind the scenes who don't get enough credit, the wives, the volunteers. Talk about your board.
Well, we're incredibly blessed. We've got a range of guys who have young kids that are just starting in the program and coming up through the program, all the way to a bunch of veterans like Johnny and Skig, and a bunch of different guys that have had kids go through the program and have been around Dowling Catholic football for far longer than I have, certainly. And those guys are the lifeblood of our program. They take on a tremendous responsibility, whether it be marketing our program or whether it be organizing practices and organizing the league and getting schedules put together. And if nothing else, it's just a really, really fun group of guys to be around. They have a passion for Dowling Catholic football. They have a passion for the game of football and for the kids that are involved in our program. And, that makes the time and the effort that we put into it all the more worthwhile because we enjoy it. I think we enjoy being around each other and working together.
Now, one of those guys is on the sideline besides John Chido. Hey, Johnny, I know you're talking to your fans over there, but there's some guy named Skig that Coach Jepson called out, Mark Scigliano, who helped us out last week with the tent down at Simpson. But how's the chain gang doing down there, Johnny?
Mark has many hats as well. I mean, he's involved with the Catholic Football League, chain gang. He films games on the freshman level, but I want to say this about Coach Jepson. I mean, we are so fortunate to have him as our leader, how organized he is, how great he is to be around, and he's a coach at Grandview College. I mean, that is exceptional to have someone like that with his experience, not only playing, but coaching and his organizational skills to be a part of this league. It's just been – it's awesome to be a part of.
He gives a lot of his time and talent, and his dad just got put in the Hall of Fame, Johnny, up there at Manson Northwest Webster High School. My aunt taught swimming up there at Manson, Doris Trutzenberg, and she's still retired and living up there. I think she taught Jepson how to swim, Johnny, I believe. And,
that was a chore for her, I'm quite sure.
You imagine some guy 6'7", 6'8" in high school, teaching how to swim.
I tend to sink.
Yeah, don't float, but... Yeah, but hats off to all of you, and all you guys. And what a great job. Numbers are up, and I just looked at this. I looked at some old notes, Andy, and, you're talking about the concussion syndrome and getting through that. Now we got COVID on top of all this. And I just think anybody that's volunteering their time and helping out has a lot to go through, and they're doing it for the love of the game and the betterment of the program.
Yeah, 50-plus volunteer coaches, first grade through seventh grade, and some of the most genuine, best people that you'd ever want to be around that just really have a passion for creating a great experience for our kids and building that love of the game. And, we talk all the time about the fact that, the results on the scoreboard for these kids really don't matter. The only statistic that matters is if you've got 12 kids on your team this year, we want to see 12 plus 2 more maybe next year.
That's right.
With kids that they shared their experience with. And we're just fortunate to have such a great network of guys. And Coach Chido, the check is in the mail for the nice commentary there. I'll make sure that gets to you.
You deserve it. Well deserved.
All right, Johnny, thank you for all you do on the sidelines there. And, of course, they have their season open, the 8th graders season opener Tuesday.
Yeah, can't wait to watch them get going.
And, of course, if folks want to get involved, dmcatholicfootball.com is a website. Guardians for All helmets. We talked about the safety process. That's tremendous. That was something you guys were striving for the last couple of years, and now everybody has a Guardian on their helmet.
Yep. Yeah, we're trying to stay ahead of the curve. Equipment is the technology with the equipment is ever advancing, and that's a chore to keep up with it. But every precaution that we can take from an equipment standpoint, along with all the different techniques you mentioned, USA Football's Heads Up program. That's a staple of what we teach in our program, and it's a great community of folks that are forward looking and trying to find ways to make the great game of football as safe as it possibly can be and to sustain into the future. So we just love being a part of it.
Andy, thank you for joining us. Always stick around. You're always welcome. Talk whatever's going on with Catholic Football League. You and your staff do a great job. I'm blessed to have you guys part of our program tonight, and obviously the big game.
That's right.
The whole state's watching.
Couldn't have gone much better in the first half.
Dowling fans agree. The Valley fans who have texted me, a few of them out there. Coach Sechrist, the Valley girls basketball coach, going a little bit different. But Andy, thanks for all you do for Catholic Football League.
Thanks for having me. Always appreciate it.
All right, Andy Jepson, my guest. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening and watching Iowa Catholic Radio and Central Iowa Sports Network's coverage of Dowling and Valley. Halftime score, Dowling 22, Valley nothing, here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Howdy, folks. This is Jimmy Aiken from Catholic Answers Live, and it's very important that you support your local radio station because it's only your local Catholic radio station that makes it possible for you to hear wonderful programming like Catholic Answers Live and all of the other great EWTN shows. So please help them out right now and be generous.
You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app, or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Here is the kickoff by the Valley Tigers as kicking it into the end zone for a touchback, and that is Lennox Krell. And it'll be 1st and 10, Dowling on their own 20-yard line. The Maroons lead it 22-0. And Dowling got touchdowns from Mac Anderson of 7 yards, from quarterback Jake Steingraber, 7-0 Dowling in the first quarter. And then Swager on a 1-yard run. The extra point no good. Gave Dowling a 13-0 lead at the end of one quarter of play. Jake Calvert for the Maroons, a 30-yard field goal in the second quarter. Improved the lead to 16-0. And then Louis Brooks on a 54-yard punt return. Extra point good by Calvert. 22-0 Dowling here as we start the third quarter. Maroons on a handoff right up the gut. Swager is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up second down and maybe 11. He'll lose a yard back to the 19 there, Dave. And the Valley defense coming to play here in the second half.
The Valley really got some good penetration there and forced Swager into the pile. He was unable to cut it outside one hole where the opening was.
So 2nd and 19 Maroons as Dowling has the quarterback is Steingraber. Back to throw now, rolls to his right, pumps once, fires the ball downfield, incomplete. Underthrew his intended receiver that time for the Maroons. Incomplete and well pressured that time by the Valley defense. Carson Brown, the intended receiver for the Maroons.
Yeah, very good coverage by Trey Krause, I believe it was, for Valley. And Steingraber, threw the ball away on that mark. That was a smart play by him.
Certainly was, and that brings up 3rd and 11 Maroons. Dowling leading 22-0 over the Valley Tigers. This is the first series of the second half. Back to throw Jake Steingraber. Lost the ball downfield looking for Brooks. The pass is caught. Did he stay in bounds? Yes, he did. First down, Dowling. 41-yard line, and Louis Brooks out-jumped Mason Dubrava on the play.
Mark, that play was coming right at us on the Valley sideline, and I thought, oh, boy, we're going to have to kick the ball. And all of a sudden, Louis Brooks came down with that ball. What a beautiful throw by Jack Steingraber. Got the ball up in the air and floated it right into Louis Brooks. Nice job. First down.
20-yard gain for the Maroons, and it's 1st and 10, Dowling from the 41. From their own 41-yard line, the tight end for the Maroons is Jalen Thompson on the right side as the Maroons now look back to the line of scrimmage. Jake Steinbreaker, the quarterback. Steingraber has Cam Middleton in at tailback, the number 32, the junior running back, and now penalty flags down.
I think delay a game, Mark.
Yep, the game clock wound down, and it'll be a delay against the Maroons. That'll back them up 5 yards. So it'll bring up 1st and 15 for Dowling. We want to thank Kemen, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formal Wear for supporting our broadcast here on Iowa Catholic Radio. And of course, as you watch the game, as we simulcast with the Central Iowa Sports Network, you can see their ads in the corner of your screen. Now the Maroons with a 1st and 15, 2 receivers right, 3 to the left, tight end standing up in the slot left, Steingraber at quarterback. Jake looks to his right, fires it out, pass is caught, quick hitter, Mac Anderson with the catch up to the 41-yard line.
That was Carson Brown, I believe, making the catch, Mark, but ran a beautiful right, about a 5-yard stop. Patterson Mack was on the outside and trying to get deep on that.
So they'll give the forward progress up to the 41. That was the original line of scrimmage, so they got the yardage, the penalty back, Dave.
Mack one-on-one coverage down here at the bottom on the Valley bench. Brooks up at the top, one-on-one. No safety help.
And now Dowling left side of the offensive line jumped.
That was a nice situation for the Dowling Maroons to have offensively.
So 2 penalties. And it's a 5-yarder. The ball will be moved back to the 36-yard line. 10:35 remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling 22, Valley nothing. Maroons are back on their own 37-yard line after they mark it off. So it'll be second down 14 for the Maroons after the penalty. Steingraber with 3 receivers right. Tight end is on the right side. And 3 receivers to the left for the Maroons at the top of your screen. 6 seconds left in the play clock. The Maroons trying to use a lot of time. Valley in a 4-front defense. Back to throw Steingraber. Now in the pocket. Gets out of the pocket. Hit. And bounces around across the 40 up to the 41-yard line. So he got the penalty yards back. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Maroons.
All receivers were running short routes that time, and Steingraber didn't find anyone that he was confident to throw it to. They were well covered, so he did the correct thing, tucked it, and picked up whatever he could.
6 yards is what he got.
We'll take that.
I thought he just had about 3 or 4. They gave him 6. So 3rd and 8 Maroons from their own 43. Dowling going left to right towards the north or to the south end zone. Steingraber back to throw. The ball is hit and batted down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. And that is another knockdown for the Valley defense. And I believe it was Braden Edwards who knocked it down, I believe, incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down.
That was Jalen Thompson, the tight end, coming over the middle. He was well covered. I'm not sure the coaches are going to be happy with the read that Steingraber had on that one.
So that'll bring up 4th down for Dowling, and Jake Calvert in to punt. Koa Thompson will be the long snapper here. As Dowling back to its own 30, and that's Calvert. The left-footed kick gets it away. End-over-end kick, and a running catch coming up on it at the 30-yard line, and crashing forward, making a nice catch is Dubrava.
That's dangerous. That is dangerous.
And he hits the ground, and they're going to stop his forward progress right about the 1st and 10 Valley from around the 35-yard line with 9:25 remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling leading 22-0 over the Valley Tigers. 1st and 10 Valley from their own 33. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline for the first time in the second half. Johnny?
Well, if you're Dowling, the one thing you don't want, Mark, is to get complacent. And they had that big third down conversion to Louis Brooks, and then a penalty and a couple misreads there. And now they end up forcing them to kick the football. Now Valley's in a good spot to try to get something going here.
Valley now on 1st down, and they're going to keep the football, and sliding for yardage is the quarterback that time. You haven't seen that all night, and that's Rubley keeping the football after faking the handoff.
Yeah, that was an inside read. He read the outside linebacker who was crashing down. Rubley kept it and got a few yards outside.
So Rubley up to the 35, gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Rubley over the middle, and a nice sliding catch at midfield, 1st down, and that is the wide receiver Mahoney with the catch. Matthew Mahoney with the 1st down catch at the midfield.
Top-notch Division I Mahoney, wide open in the middle. Valley in the hurry-up offense.
15-yard gain. Back to throw is Rubley. He fires a ball out, and the pass is caught coming back for it, and that is Reardon with the catch. The big guy comes back, and they're going to give him forward progress, and let's see, they're going to spot it incomplete. Excuse me. They say he dropped it.
I tell you, Rubley was lucky that wasn't intercepted because he threw into a lot of coverage there.
So it's 2nd and 10 from the midfield. Ball is loose, and Dowling's got it. The Maroons get on top of the football. Defensive lineman for the Maroons coming up with it as Dowling recovers a fumble that time as the Tigers go to the ground. Pettis with the recovery.
Jalen Pettis. Great.
Ball at the Valley.
Boy,
So
that's a
Pettis-
big play, Mark. Big defensive play.
And that is huge. John Chido, that defense has come up big all night. They were bending a little bit, giving up some yardage to the Valley Tigers. They went hurry up, but Pettis with the fumble recovery, John.
Yeah, he was in the right place at the right time, Mark. It was a bad mesh point between the quarterback and the running back, and Jalen Pettis ran right into it, Mark, and was able to secure the football.
1st down Dowling at the 48 of Valley, and they'll give it up, handoff to Swagger, and Zach gets near the 45. They're going to give him 3 to bring up 2nd and 7 as Smolik in at quarterback. Dowling continues to rotate their senior quarterback with their sophomore quarterback. Right now it is Jackson Smolik, the sophomore, in there, Dave Marcoulier.
And that looked like their inside zone play that time, Mark, able to pick up a couple yards. But both these quarterbacks, watching them in practice, I would not want to pick the starter either, because they are both quality quarterbacks.
All right, 2nd and 7, Dowling. Pettis out of the shotgun to give to Swagger, and he kind of zigs and zags and gets a couple yards, carries the football inside the 45, down to the Tiger 43, a pickup of 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Maroons at the Valley 43-yard line.
Yeah, you called it, Mark. He was zigging and zagging instead of going. He just couldn't make up his mind on which way to run on that one. And whenever you do that, you're allowed more penetration by the Valley defense.
All right, we have a timeout on the field. This will be our COVID timeout for sanitary reasons. We'll take a 1-minute break and return. 7:38 remaining, third quarter, and it's Dowling 22, Valley nothing. From Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
And back here at Valley Stadium, West Des Moines. 7:38 remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling 22, the Valley Tigers nothing. Beautiful night. Temperature in the lower 80s to start with. It'll cool off here into the upper 70s by the time we finish. Dowling leading 22-0. That was our halftime score. The Maroons threatening here. 3rd and 5 at the Valley 43. Smolik back to throw. Lost it downfield. Looking for Louis Brooks, and the pass is incomplete. Louis dove for it at the last minute at the 10-yard line. And incomplete. Boy, does he have speed. And Smolik and Steingraber are both throwing balls that he and Anderson and company can run under.
Yeah, he really does. And that Dubrava is locking up man for man with him this whole game. And those two guys are really having a top-quality battle. And now Dubrava, I believe that is him deep returning the punt here.
Calvert in to punt for Dowling. He'll stand back at his own inside his 45. 4th and 5. For Dowling from the Valley 43. Dubrava back, as you mentioned, Dave, at the 10-yard line of the Valley Tigers. Good snap. Calvert pooches it towards the Dowling sideline, and it goes out of bounds inside the 25. So no return. That's the good news. And Valley will have it 1st and 10 from right around their own 25-yard line as the officials line it up. And let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That is where John Chido has been all night. And, Johnny, take it away.
I just want to give you an injury update, Mark and Coach. Jake Olson went out on that third down play. He was the one injured with that injury timeout, and Caleb Saylor was the new center for the Dowling Maroons.
Yeah, Saylor, is listed as one of the backups. It's backup guard. Caleb, a 5'8", 215-pound junior, wears number 50 in its center. Thank you, John, for that update.
And that's always a big loss when you lose your center.
Yeah, a lot of things happen there. First down, Valley from the 25, and now here's Rubley back to throw, and now he has to avoid pressure. He may have lost the football, but came down on top of it inside the 20. They're going to lose 6 yards on the play back to the 19-yard line, it looks like, Dave.
Well,
wow.
Pearson put a lot of pressure on him, and the entire rest of the interior of the defense was in on the sack. A lot of pressure on Rubley.
So Rubley, inside handoff to Williams. Jalen hit and drop. He crosses the 25 up to the 26-yard line. So a 7-yard game, so he got some of those sack yards back, but it'll bring up 3rd and long for the Valley Tigers.
That was probably Williams' best run inside of the evening.
He has really been neutralized by the Dowling defense tonight. He has not done a whole lot of damage, and now it'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Valley from their own 26-yard line. Williams gaining 7 at last carry. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Back to throw is Rubley over the middle. He fires it. Pass is caught. First down, 40-yard line. Valley Tigers. A nice reception that time.
Reardon.
Into a little bit of traffic is Reardon, the big tight end. Eli Reardon, 6'6", 220-pound, just a junior, was one of the few starters back from last year for Valley.
He is a big one. His brother graduated years ago, played for Nebraska.
Inside handoff to Williams, kind of zigs and zags, goes a little east-west, finally cuts it up and gets across the 40, up to the 41-yard line. But he did a lot of east-west running that time, Dave, before he put his head down and got a yard.
Yes, he did, and that means a good job by the defensive front because he could not find anything open.
1-yard gain that time. Reardon's catch was for 14 yards, and now Williams a yard gain. 2nd and 9 Valley. As Rubley back to throw, fires out off the hands. The intended receiver was Reardon on the far side. A little quick out pattern, but Rubley overthrew him and couldn't hook up. Out of bounds to the Dowling sideline on the far side.
Well, I think we know what was said in the Valley locker room at halftime, Mark, and that's let's throw the ball to Reardon. Because I believe they threw to him one time in the first half, and they're just looking for him every single play. I would, too, if I had a 6'6", 265 tight end.
All right, Rubley back to throw, has time, fires the ball downfield. The pass is tipped in. They're going to call it incomplete, I believe, as Rubley was hit and dropped.
You know what, Mark? That ball went to Mahoney.
And it'll bring up 4th down, but it went through
and
Reardon.
I thought DeBrava then caught it.
It went through, I think, Reardon, and then it tipped by a Dowling player, and then DeBrava was
John
right
may
there.
have seen it. That ball touched a couple players.
That was a deflected ball, John Chido.
It was tipped 3 different times, Mark. Through I think Jake Anderson was the last one to get his hands on the ball.
All right, Valley forced a punt, and here's the punt. It's a short end-over-end kick, far sideline. William Brooks at his own 25, returns it far sideline out of bounds as he crossed the 30 up to the 33-yard line.
You know, another prediction, I don't think we're ever going to see these guys fair catch the ball. Brooks back there, and who's the other one who's been returning them? They do not like fair catches.
DeBrava, they don't like.
Well, for Dowling, they got 2 are back. They don't like fair catches. That one was a pretty short punt.
Yes, it was. Now I have to get Morris on here. I know he's coming up from Alabama. He and Willie Farrell listening on the app.
Imagine those two in a car.
I can't.
Holy cow!
How are you going to get abreast? Smolik in at quarterback. Handoff goes to Middleton. Cam hit and dropped. The line of scrimmage was the 32-yard line, and he won't get back to it. Nice job by the Valley defense as they swarm it. But I was going to ask Brian, when Coach Marcoullier was coaching you, did he employ? We always had a fair catch. We didn't run it back. Is that true? Is that true? No fair catch.
Oh, I didn't like him.
The truth will be told, Coach Marcoullier.
Well, only if Brian was deep. Then everything's a fair catch.
We'll
and then you just pray.
We'll see if he's listening. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11, Dowling from their own 31. Dowling 22, Valley nothing. 4:50 remaining third quarter, and we got a timeout called by the Maroons. We'll take a 1-minute break. 4:49 remaining third quarter. Dowling 22 and Valley nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference for Our Searching Souls, Friday and Saturday, September 26 and 27 at Wells Fargo Arena. Speakers include Father Donald Calloway, Sister Miriam James, Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers, Mirjana Soldo, Magnus McFarland Barrow, Steve Angrisano, and Iowa Catholic Radio's John Leonetti. Tickets and information are available through ChristOurLifeIowa.com. The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference, September 26 and 27 at Wells Fargo Arena, ChristOurLifeIowa.com.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. 2nd and 11 for Dowling. They go to the short side of the field, a quick handoff, and hit and drop. Valley had that well read, Dave, as the Maroons go to the short side of the field, and it'll bring up 3rd and long for the Maroons. They may have lost another yard or 2 on the play.
Yeah, Dowling needs to get this game going back back to, the first series with these short passes and things. They got to try and open it up a little bit, spread things out. Big 3rd and 10 yard play here.
All right, here's a snap. Smolik back to throw, launched it downfield for Brooks. He turned inside, and the pass went outside. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down and 11 for Dowling on their own 31-yard line. Stops the clock with 4:12 remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling leading 22-0. Some scores report. Number 2 Ankeny leading. Number 10 Waukee 10-7. Southeast Polk leading 24-0 over Ankeny Centennial. Some scores report from the CIML Class 4A. Here it's Dowling 22-0. That was our halftime score. Calvert into punt. You know what? He didn't punt in the first half, but he's punted 3 times here in the third quarter.
Yeah.
For Dowling. Low snap. Jake picks it up, gets it away. High, short kick. Fair catch signal for by DeBrava. Catches it in traffic right at the 46-yard line of Dowling. That's where the Tiger offense will take it. 1st and 10 with 4:03 remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling leading by 22-0. And let's go down to the Dowling sideline. John Chido, come on in.
I think you guys mentioned this already. It's a very different second half than the first half. Even the pace of play on the offensive side of the ball, it seems like both teams are having a hard time getting things going. And Coach Marcoullier mentioned about the short passing game. We haven't seen much of that in the second half.
Yeah, the Maroons have gotten the lead, and Dave, they have just tried to execute within their base offense and defense as we have a stoppage of play, and this will be the sanitation timeout. So we'll take one ourselves as 4:03 remaining, third quarter. Dowling leading 22-0 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Piedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610. Online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium out of the timeout. Running play for Valley. They get about a yard. It's big up 2nd down and 9 for Valley on their own 47. 3 receivers to the left of the formation for Valley. Under center is Rubley. The give is to Jalen Williams. Turns the corner and fights for yardage. And Jaden Williams bowls his way for a first down, Dave. Nice blast there. He got second effort out of him, and he gives Valley the first down at the Dowling 43.
Well, Dowling really put a shot on him, but they forgot to wrap up, and Williams just bounced off. Williams, as we've mentioned, is already signed with Kansas State. He's a top back, and you got to wrap up on him, or he's gonna pick up more on you.
1st and 10, Tigers from the Dowling 43. I formation backfield, and now quarterback Jake Rook will be under center. 2-step drop, and wants to run, and now he's going to be hit and drop back at the line of scrimmage as he fell forward for no gain. I'll bring up 2nd and 10 Tigers. Good coverage downfield by the Maroons. Mata Brua in the backfield. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I point to the number there. If I can't say his name, I'll point to the number for you and let you say it.
That's one of, hey, Johnny, that's one of your favorite names out there, Mata. That's one of his favorites. Offset I formation. Rubley under center from the 43-yard line of Dowling. Handoff goes to Williams. Slips a tackle. Bowls his way across the 35 down to the 34-yard line of Dowling. He'll be shy of the first down by a yard to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Tigers.
Will Herman again holding on. So he could not pick up the first down. Brings up 3rd and short, Mark.
Yep, from the Dowling 34-yard line. 9-yard gain for Williams. He's had a 10-yard gain and a 9-yard on this drive. 2 minutes remaining, third quarter. 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff Williams. Got the first down. Bowls his way down to the 30 Yeah, that's the type of running we were expected to see from Valley in the first half, and all of a sudden now it's a dose of Williams in the Dowling defense.
Right, their offensive line is starting to fire off the ball. They're trying to get Dowling's defense tired. Adam Townsend did a nice job of hanging in there on Williams. Adam took a shot, but he was able to continue to make the tackle. But Valley is really starting to come off the ball on the offensive line.
Minute 35 remaining, and Rubley, handoff goes to Williams, stops, now kicks it outside, puts his head down, gets down to the 25-yard line for a pickup of 5, and will bring up 3rd and 5.
Jalen Pettis almost got him from the behind, but Williams was able to outrun him and pick up, 5 yards, Mark?
Yeah, they'll give him a gain of 5. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Valley Tigers. Offset I formation, Rubley under center. Handoff goes to Williams right over to left guard and gets a yard, maybe 2, down inside the 25, the 24 for a pickup of 1. It'll bring up 3rd and about 4 for the Valley Tigers.
Michael 1 and Max Deary in on the play. Nice job by those two young men.
Well, this drive started with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and we're almost at the end of the third quarter. This is a long time-consuming drive, and if Valley wants to get back in this game, they're going to need to score a little bit quicker. They're just taking their time. Offset I formation, 3rd and 4 Valley. 30 seconds remaining third quarter. Handoff Williams, tries to get outside, bounces outside, still on his feet, puts his head down. He'd be brought down shy of the first down at the 21 for a gain of 3.
There's a difference of the first half and the second half as Williams was able to get outside that time and then cut it back inside. And with his speed, he's very dangerous once he gets out there.
Well, that'll probably be the final play of the third quarter. Valley's going to let the clock run out. And we played through a scoreless third quarter. Dowling maintains their lead they had at halftime. It's 22-0. Dowling Catholic leading the Valley Tigers. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hello, everyone. This is John Martinoni from Open Line Monday. I always tell people Catholic radio does 3 primary things. It makes good Catholics better Catholics, it brings fallen away Catholics back to the faith, and it brings non-Catholics closer to and sometimes even into the faith. Your money towards Catholic radio is going for a very good cause.
You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app, or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Kemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Kemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Kemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Kemin, using science to transform the world. Online at kemin.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And we're back here for the fourth quarter here at Valley Stadium. Beautiful night, Dowling Valley. Maroons come in defending 7-time Class 4A champs Dave Marcoullier. And these two teams played, 2 games ago, spread out over 9 months.
Right.
9 months, so.
I bet they didn't watch a whole lot of film from Indianola and Roosevelt. They probably watched the state championship.
I don't think so either. All right, for Valley, it's 4th and 1. Under center is quarterback Rubley. Gives it to Williams. He dives forward. He's got the first down inside the 20, down to the Maroon 19, a pickup of 2. Simple off tackle play to the left side for Valley.
Boy, that Williams is a strong running back. He's strong in the lower body, and once he hits the line, he keeps his feet moving, and he was able to pick up the first down on that play, Mark.
This will be the 10th play of the Valley drive. It's 1st and 10 Valley from the Dowling 19-yard line. Underway here in the fourth quarter. Maroons lead at 22-0. And now Rubley back to throw. Loses the football. They call it a fumble.
Dowling's got it.
Dowling got on top of it. Rubley lost control. Will Herman, I think, on the back.
Will Herman, you betcha.
And Rubley kind of shaken up, gets up, and he's disappointed himself. And Dowling causes another turnover. 2 interceptions tonight of Rubley, and now a fumble loss. So the young man from Colorado has coughed it up 3 times, and Dowling has taken advantage. 1st and 10 Maroons from the 34. John Shido, how'd it look from the sidelines?
Well, Mark, that play was going to come right at me. I'm standing in the corner end zone. It was supposed to be a boot play, but Will Herman came off the edge and it made a nice angle. He didn't get too far underneath and was right there as Ruble turned around. What a great play by Will Herman.
Yep, so Valley starts at their own 46-yard line. The drive stalls with the fumble by Ruble. First and 10 Maroons at their own 34-yard line. Dowling going to that diamond formation as they have 3 tailbacks and the quarterback, and a Steingraber back in at quarterback. The give is to the tailback, and Swager the ball carrier, and just back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. The 34 was the line of scrimmage, Dave, and he didn't get much further than that.
I think that's the inside zone. And, again, they aren't getting any penetration or drive off the ball line of scrimmage, and Valley's be able to get into the backfield from the edge.
Maroon defense coming up with 3 turnovers tonight. Actually, 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles. Low snap. Steingraber picks it up, and he's going to be sacked. Sacked back inside the 30-yard line. They're going to spot forward progress up to the 29, but a loss on the play of 6 for the Maroons on a bad snap.
Yeah, it's a bad snap that did it, and Dominic Varelli, I believe, was walking down on that play, and his man went the opposite way and was able to get in and make the sack.
So Steingraber, the Dowling quarterback, is sacked for a 6-yard loss. And that'll bring up 3rd and 15. The Maroons are going to let the game clock wind down as we're at the 10.5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. And a pistol formation for the Maroons. Steingraber at quarterback, and the handoff goes to Swager. And Zach tries to slide up to the original line of scrimmage. He does, up to the 35-yard line. Gain there of 6 yards, bring up 4th and 9 for the Maroons.
Yeah, that was a nice run by Jack on that play, or Zach on reading his blocks and waiting and letting them develop and able to pick up some yardage.
Well, the Maroons
brings up a punt formation.
The Maroons have not gotten anything done offensively, so the defensive adjustments by Valley have been very good here in the second half. But the defensive adjustments and plays by Dowling have been just as well, as the Tigers trail by 22 points. Calvert into punt again. High kick, gets under it, and it drives Valley deep inside the 10. They're going to down it inside
kick
near the 5-yard line. Beautiful punt by Calvert. No return by Valley. The Maroons down at about they're going to call it the 7-yard line. 1st and 10 Valley. How about that special teams play, Mr. Marcolet?
That's right when we needed it.
All right, let's go down to the Dowling sideline, and that is where John Chido is at. Johnny, give us an update.
That's the only time you can get really excited about a punt, but what a great time to have it. And he flipped the field position. Valley's looking to have great field position there to capitalize on it, and Calvert with a tremendous punt.
All the way down. They're going to count it. They're down it right at the, say it's the 8-yard line. So Calvert, tremendous punt that time, Dave Marcouli. That's how you used to teach it, right, back in special teams days?
You betcha. If I had a kicker like that.
Yeah, that was quite the punt. They're going to rule it a 66-yard punt with no return for Jake Calvert. Strike that one up. 9.5 minutes to play. First down Valley from their own 8-yard line. They put it on the ground and give it to Williams. And we got a stoppage of play right now. I don't know if we have somebody injured or we've got a penalty on the play. We'll see here.
Well, that's what Dowling's got to do. That defensive line, Patton and Pearson both got in to hold him to nothing at all, Mark.
All right, no gain and no penalty. Back to throw is quarterback Jake Ruble for Valley. Looks to the left side. Pass is incomplete towards the Dowling sideline. Valley going left to right towards the south end zone here, wearing their visiting white uniforms with orange V's and their helmets and orange numbers with black trim. Dowling in their home maroon jerseys with white numbers, white pants, white helmets with the maroon D on their helmet. It brings up 3rd and 10 for Valley from their own 8-yard line. Ruble now with 2 receivers left, one to the right. Here's the snap. Ruble in the end zone, fires it out. Pass is caught. First down at the 20. Slipping a tackle and brought down at the 24-yard line. Nice catch that time by Mahoney, I believe, for the first down.
Yeah, Austin Klein had him, and Mahoney was able to slip the tackle and pick up the first down on that play, Mark.
16-yard gain for Mahoney, and he had a few yards after the catch. So it's 1st and 10, and the give is to Williams, and Jalen trying to turn the corner. Now he's corralled and finally brought down at the 30-yard line. As he turned the corner, stopped, and move forward for a gain of 6.
Well, he immediately looks outside, and if he can get that corner, he's going to take off and use his speed. If not, he's going to cut it up inside and pick up whatever he can.
Reminder, stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll have the statistics from the game along with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. And now sliding upfield for a gain of 4 is the quarterback Ruble. Had everybody was covered. He decided to keep the football, and he slid up to the – they're going to spot him down at the 33 for a gain of 3 there, Dave.
Yeah, there was a pretty big opening in the middle there. Dowling did a nice job of closing that down quickly. Brings up third and about a foot mark. Not a whole lot more.
And we have an injured Valley player being helped off the field. I'm going to stop the clock to attend to him. 8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, and it's
Ruble.
It's Ruble, the quarterback, who's injured. The backup quarterback is Aiden Price. He wears number 13, and he's a sophomore, and he may have to go in for a play. And they're going to call a timeout. So we will, too. 7:58 exactly left on the clock here in the fourth quarter. It's Dowling 22, the Valley Tigers nothing, here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts of the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium. The Tigers used a timeout there, Dave Marcoulier. Ruble had to leave the game for a moment. They had to burn a timeout. He's back in. He just, I think he had an equipment issue, so it brings up 3rd and 1 for Valley from the 33-yard line. Give to Williams. Up the gut they go, and he gets the first down up near the 35-yard line for a pickup of 2 yards there, Dave.
Yeah, actually, Ruble was on the sideline that play, Mark. He just now went in. I'm not sure why he stayed out once they called timeout. I believe he's legal to play, but
yeah, I thought they had a problem with his equipment, and then they got it all fixed. And now Grevengode comes in for Valley as a tight end. He and Reardon will both play tight end. 1st and 10 Valley from their own 35-yard line. Ruble back to throw. Has time. Fires it downfield. The pass is caught. And backing up for the catch and making a nice reception, Matthew Mahoney again. Mahoney with another big catch. The Ivy Leaguer shows his good hands right there to the 48.
I think what we're seeing in the secondary for Dowling is don't get beat deep. Give them anything they want in front of you, but do not get beat deep.
All right, Ruble again, a quick hitter. This time the catch is made on the near sideline by Cale Nessheim, and it's in Dowling territory at the Maroon 47 to pick up a 5.
And on the coverage was Jake Anderson, who's just a sophomore.
So Valley up-tempo here, 2nd and 5, Valley from the 47. Back to throw is Mahoney, fires it near side and out of bounds to Reardon. And he steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Dowling, gain of 5.
Again, Dowling is probably perfectly comfortable giving him these 5-yard plays. Bend but don't break.
Yep,
don't get beat deep.
Maroons lead it 22-0. We're under 7 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoulier joining you tonight. Beautiful night from Valley Stadium. Clear skies, nice wind. Temperature went down as the sun went down. Pass over the middle by Ruble is caught. First down at the 30-yard line. Nice yards after the catch by Valley's Danny Rankins.
Yeah, and they're really doing a nice job on the line of scrimmage, but they don't have to hold them very long. But they're making it tough to get any pressure on Ruble right now because they're going this quick, short passing game.
12-yard gain, first down Valley. Ruble over the middle again. Pass caught by Reardon. He's got the first down. He's finally hit and dropped at the 15-yard line of Dowling. And this is the deepest that Valley has been in Dowling territory tonight, a 15-yard gain.
Boy, he's a big target going across the middle. He runs a lot of under routes, which he did right to left that time. And when you see someone 6'5", 265 going across the middle, you're going to throw it to him.
Yes, you are. And he was wide open. Ankeny leading Waukee 17-14. Back to throw Rubley. Avoids pressure. Now he's tripped up the line of scrimmage and falls forward maybe for a yard. And that was like a shoestring tackle, if you will.
Chase Patton.
By Patton.
Patton did a great job.
And no gain of the play, they'll call it. Back to the 15-yard line. Rubley is brought down. So no gain. 6 minutes remaining. Dowling 22, Valley nothing. 2nd and 10 Tigers at the Dowling 15. Deepest penetration. Low snap. Rubley has to pick it up on the bounce. Rolls to his right and he throws it away. Incomplete. Close receiver was at the pylon in the end zone.
Well, I'm not sure what happened with the center, but that ball rolled there.
It rolled and then it popped up.
Yeah, it popped
like
up a little to him, but man, that shouldn't happen in a shotgun formation.
It did. Jake Anderson on coverage for the Maroons. That stops the clock with 5:49 remaining in the fourth quarter. Reminder, post-game show, we will have John Chido interviewing head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. We'll also go through all the statistics of tonight's game. We appreciate Coach Seifert, who does a great job with that, providing those statistics. On our post-game show, following a nice game here on CISN.TV and Iowa Catholic Radio. 3rd and 10, Valley. Rubley under pressure, avoids tackle, and now he's hit and dropped back inside the 20-yard, inside the 15-yard line. They're going to move it back to the 17. He'll lose 2, and it'll bring up 4th down. 4th and 12 for Valley. And the Tigers looking to put points on the board.
Now, I believe you might as well credit Jalen Pettis there because I think he was the first one in, but there were a number of Maroons on that front line in there shooting the gaps, putting a lot of pressure on Rubley that time.
And the Tigers will call a timeout. We will too. 5:18 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's Dowling 22, the Valley Tigers nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio here in the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference for Our Searching Souls, Friday and Saturday, September 26 and 27 at Wells Fargo Arena. Speakers include Father Donald Calloway, Sister Miriam James, Deacon Harold Burke-Sivers, Mirjana Soldo, Magnus McFarland Barrow, Steve Angrisano, and Iowa Catholic Radio's John Leonetti. Tickets and information are available through ChristOurLifeIowa.com. The Christ Our Life Catholic Conference, September 26 and 27 at Wells Fargo Arena, ChristOurLifeIowa.com.
Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for sponsoring Dowling Catholic High School football. In business since 1951, Skeffington's Formal Wear offers quality service, style, and selection, providing tuxedos, suits, and casual groom attire for weddings, proms, and any other special occasion. Skeffington's Formal Wear, with convenient locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Davenport, Coralville, and Ankeny. All locations are family-owned and operated by members in their respective communities, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
All right, Aaron, we're back here at Valley Stadium. Not the largest crowd in an 8,000-seat stadium, but it's 4th and 13 Valley. Rubley under center. He's hit and sacked. The Maroons come up with a big sack, and that is big number 67, Russell Pearson, with the sack, and Dowling will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20 on 4th and 13 for Valley. Nobody downfield open, Dave
And
Marculier.
Jalen Pettis also, what a beautiful play by the Dowling front. When it was time to step up, they did. Nice job of bending and not breaking, and when they had to, they got it done. Beautiful job.
John Chido's in the Dowling sideline. And, Johnny, when you talk to Coach Wilson tonight in the postgame show, I don't know where to start in the defense. They can only play 11. I think we've got 6 or 7 of them that we could talk about tonight.
Oh, absolutely. But I want to mention Max Deary. He's bringing pressure up the middle on a blitz. He's making the quarterback leave the pocket, and Jalen Pettis has been there all night long. Chase Patton, Russell Pearson. It's just been a great show up front for the Dowling Catholic defense.
No question about it. As Dowling on a first down play from their own 20-yard line, they give us to Swagger and Zach with the short gain, and now we got an injured Valley Tiger with 5 minutes and 1 second remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 22-0 over the Valley Tigers. Maroons led 22-0 at halftime. No scoring in that third quarter. And Dave Marculier, I know you had a conversation earlier with a Dowling family, a Dowling alumnus, and tell your story.
We lost a big-time Dowling fan this year. He's been to every Dowling game since I don't know when. I'm talking about Jim Herman. I believe he is the grandfather of which Herman is playing? Will Herman? Is he the one playing?
Mm-hmm.
But the Hermans have been going through Dowling. They've had a number of kids go through Dowling High School throughout the years, I believe, clear back in the 80s and 90s. But Jim was just an outstanding Dowling fan, a great person, and it's a wonderful family. His wife worked at St. Augustine's for years, so our thoughts go out to the Herman family.
They certainly do, and I got a chance to meet Jim back in the early 90s when I was doing the broadcast, and my mom passed away, and he was at the funeral, and I did not know him. He introduced himself, and I've known him and his daughters, and it's tremendous Dowling booster. As you know, Dave, being at most of the events when you were administrator there, you'd see Jim, and he'd be at all the football games right up here in the stands with us, and tremendous family, tremendous person.
Was the nicest man in the world.
All right, injury on one of the Dowling, or rather one of the Valley players injured. They're helping him off to the near sideline right in front of us, where the Valley sideline is tonight, and that is number 55, Nej Naba, who is injured, and he's one of the defensive linemen. And I'll tell you what, he and the big guy up there.
He's played well tonight.
Yeah, he really has. Not sure Washington, they are a force on that defensive line. The Maroons have done a pretty good job offensively handling that. Now back to live action. They'll wind the clock as the Maroons will let the clock wind down as the play clock gets at 30 seconds.
Well, and the play clock the other clock just now started. So
Maroons,
Dowling got a break there.
Yeah, they certainly did. And the Maroons are going to let the play clock go down. It's second and 9 Dowling from their own 21. 22-0 Maroons. 4.5 minutes remaining. Play clock down to 5. And Steingraber, quarterback, fakes the handoff, and he throws a low pass caught in the slot that time.
No, they're calling it incomplete.
Louis Brooks, and they're going to wave it out. One referee said, it skipped into his hands, incomplete. So it'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see that when I thought Dowling would want to keep this clock running here.
That's the whole key. The Maroons haven't shown a whole lot of offense here in the second half. You can credit Valley for that. But the Maroons have kind of taken their playbook out.
We haven't heard Mac Anderson's name in a while, or Louis Brooks.
We haven't heard Koa Thompson. We haven't heard any of them. It's just been kind of grind the clock out. Maroons with the lead. Handoff goes to Schwager, and he bowls his way and finally twisted down about the 24-yard line. He'll gain 4. They'll bring up 4th and 6 for Maroons. The clock will continue to run, and Valley will get the ball with about 3.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
It looks like both teams, Mark, have 2 timeouts. Not that Dowling will need theirs, but Valley's got 2 timeouts to use.
And
I'm surprised they didn't take one there.
Yeah, 4th and 6, and the Tigers are going to be content. We'll get caught up on some scores. How about this one up there in Waukee? Waukee looking for their first win after being beaten last week. It's Ankeny 17 and Waukee 14 late in the second half. And that's an interesting game because Waukee now, if they lose that game, they will go 0-2. And now a timeout called. And we'll take one ourselves. 3:33 remaining here in the fourth quarter from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Dowling 22, Valley nothing. Here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Piedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610. Online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Back here at the Valley Stadium as timeout call. That might be also the sanitation timeout they call now with at the 8-minute and 4-minute mark. The COVID timeout. I don't know the appropriate term, but it's a 2-minute break, and they've extended the timeout called. 4th and 6 Dowling. The Maroons are down to their final timeout, leading 22-0 over Valley. As next week, Valley has a bye, and then they travel to 4th-ranked Southeast Polk 2 weeks from tonight.
Oh, that'll be a good game.
And Dowling travels to Johnston next Friday night for their game. All right, 4th down as we're underway. 4th and 6 Maroons. Calvert into punt. Koa Thompson in as a long snapper from their own 24-yard line. Southeast Polk leading 29-0. Calvert, a little rugby-style run-up. And it's fielded by Valley at the 35, and that is on the near side, and run out of bounds is Mahoney at the 40.
Austin Klein over to force them out. So Valley will start, 3:24 left in the game. They will start on their 40-yard line, Mark.
1st and 10 Tigers from their own 40. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline for John Chido. Johnny, I asked you earlier, there's so many things to talk about with the Valley defense, but let's not forget the Dowling offense in that first half, putting up 22 points when they had chances from their defense.
Yeah, they sure did, and they ran a lot of combination routes and got some guys in space and made some nice catches, but you got to credit the quarterbacks for Dowling making good reads and allowing to get the wide receivers in a good position.
That is true, and now back to throw is Rubley, and he loses the football again. Ball still loose. Big lineman for Valley. Had it, lost it, and I think he got it back right about the 33-yard line. So after that is all said and done, they'll lose 7, will the Tigers, and it'll bring up 2nd and 17 from their own 33-yard line.
I tell you what really broke all that up was Chase Patton. Patton just whipped his man and got into Rubley as quickly as possible.
We talked about Patton last week as Coach Woodley did, or Coach Wilson did, as Chase was somebody, he said, our offense can't block him. And you can imagine what the Valley offenses went through tonight.
And he just made the tackle on that play also. I tell you, Chase is a heck of a ball player, and he's just been all over the field tonight.
So Williams on the carry gets it up to the 38-yard line, so he gains 5 on the play. They bring up 3rd and 12 Valley. Score update, Southeast Polk shutting out Ankeny Centennial 29-0 in the fourth quarter. And now, once again, Rubley back to throw. Nowhere to go, nowhere to throw. Sacked again. And who was on the bottom of that pile?
That was Russell Pearson, and it was Jalen Pettis. Both of them.
Back to the
Russell Pearson's name's been called numerous times tonight.
Especially here in the second half, Dave.
Yeah. I tell you what, when you look at the defensive lineup and the names, we've been calling every one of them all night long, Mark. Just an outstanding job by this defense.
All right, 4th and 15 for Valley, and they're going for it from their own 35. Rubley back to throw, fires the ball downfield, pass is caught, first down. Nice reception that time as Rubley had a little bit of time, and he angled it down to Mahoney for the first down at the Dowling 44-yard line.
That was a heck of a pass by Rubley to Mahoney. Mahoney's another Division I athlete for Valley.
Yeah, he's an Ivy Leaguer. He already accepted
Princeton, that's right.
Yeah, he already accepted. Back to throw Rubley from the Dowling 44, and he fires it out. Pass is caught by Mahoney at the inside the 40 of Dowling, down to the 38-yard line, gain of 6.
They're going back to this short game, but pretty quick here. They're going to try and pop one deep, Mark.
Reminder, stay tuned for the post-game show here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. John Chido will be on the Dowling sideline. We'll have comments from head coach Tom Wilson. We'll have all the statistics. So hope you stay tuned after the game. Here's a quick pass to the near sideline. This time somebody other than Mahoney, and that's Cale Nessheim with the catch for a first down.
Carson Kriegshauser came awfully close to intercepting that ball. And one more step and he would have had it.
Gain of 10 for Nessheim on the reception for Valley. And the final minute of the contest. 1st and 10 Valley from the Dowling 28. 22-0 Maroons. Back to throw is Rubley. Fires downfield. Pass is caught. Big guy is Reardon. He's got the catch inside the 20. And he bowls his way down to the 17. That's good enough for a Tiger first down. A gain of 11 for the big guy, Eli Reardon.
And you know these Dowling Maroon defensive players really want this shutout, Mark.
Back to throw Rubley with 35 seconds remaining. He'll keep the football. Angling for the far sideline, wants to get out of bounds, and he does right about the 13-yard line as he gains 5. So
I believe that was Kriegshauser who came up and just missed making the tackle.
which would have made the clock continue to run.
Right.
Instead, it goes out of bounds, and Ruble stops the clock with 33 seconds. The Maroons trying to preserve the shutout, leading 22-0. So Ruble a gain of 5. This is the deepest Valley's been in Dowling territory tonight. They got all the way to the 18-yard line last series. 2 receivers to the right for Valley as they go left to right in front of us towards the south end zone here. 1 receiver to the right, or to the left rather. Back to throw Ruble. Pass is complete to Reardon, and he's down in near the 5-yard line. They're going to spot it on the 5 for a gain of 8. And it's 1st and goal Valley for the first time tonight. 1st and goal at the Dowling 5.
Yeah, you just knew they were going to go to Reardon there where he lines up, and that big target going into the middle, you just knew they were going to throw the ball to him.
Timeout called on the field by Valley, and we will take one ourselves with 28 seconds remaining. Here in the fourth quarter, Dowling 22, the Valley Tigers nothing. Back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Al Cresta, host of Cresta in the Afternoon. Catholic radio is absolutely necessary because the secular media just doesn't get our story, and secular media doesn't share our values. What's important to us is not necessarily what's important to them. So no matter what you can give, I'm asking you to prayerfully support Catholic radio in your area. Prayerfully consider making a gift right now.
You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app, or call 515-223-1150.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
And back here at Valley Stadium, Ruble back to throw and throws to Mahoney in the end zone, overthrew him, incomplete. That stops the clock with 23 seconds remaining in the contest. Dowling trying to preserve the shutout, leading 22-0 over Valley. Tigers trying to get something on the board to bring up a 2nd and goal from the Dowling 5 here, Dave Marcoulier.
Yeah, real nice coverage that time by the Dowling secondary, and Ruble really didn't have anyone to throw it to and threw it high and out of bounds. I believe to stop the clock, Mark.
Yeah, 11th play now of the Valley drive. It started back in their own 40 at the 3.5-minute mark, and now Ruble, inside handoff goes to Williams. Jalen trying to find some room and goes a lot of east-west. Can't go north and south. I can't go south, and that'll bring him down for a loss back at the 10-yard line. Loss of 5, and Valley stops the clock for their final timeout with 15 seconds remaining, and we'll take a break. Dowling 22-0 over Valley, 15 seconds remaining. Back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium. 3rd and 10 now, 3rd and goal rather for Valley on the 10-yard line of Dowling. And now Ruble back to throw, fires in the end zone. The ball is tipped and incomplete as he overthrew his intended receiver, well covered by the Dowling defensive back and safety. And that was the intended receiver, Mahoney, who couldn't bring it down. It'll bring up 4th and goal, Valley from the Dowling 10. And this will be the final play for Valley in the contest, trailing 22-0 to the Maroons.
Austin Klein on the coverage, and guess who else was back there? Will Herman. Will's had a heck of a game.
I understand there's some Herman celebrating up at Clear Lake tonight. Low snap, 4th and goal, and now Ruble is going to be hit. He's going to be sacked again in the backfield. How about that? That is Chase Patton. And that'll do it.
What a way to end the game.
Final play. Well, it won't be the final play of the game with 6 seconds left. Look at the Dowling fans over there.
Oh, my.
I don't think Johnny Chido can hear us. Johnny, is there a little excitement over there on the visitor sideline?
Yeah, and you know what's funny you say that is because throughout this whole game with limited fans, it still felt electric, you know. You still couldn't hear. I don't know if that was Danny O'Grady or the fans, but it still was an exciting ball game, and the fans were really into it, and especially defensively, this whole second half.
Oh, I can't
awesome.
wait! Can't wait till you get caught up with Coach Wilson. We'll get to that. Dowling now will just take a knee here, as the Maroons now will take a knee, and that'll do it. Valley can't stop the clock, and that's the final. Dowling 22, the Valley Tigers nothing. Congratulations to head coach Tom Wilson as the Maroons improved to 2-0, and they knock off the preseason and week 1 number 1 team, the Valley Tigers, 22-0. The Maroons ranked 3rd, and with Ankeny holds on, they were just winning over Waukee at last report. Dowling and Ankeny will occupy the top 2 spots, and you know, we don't have the handshakes here, Dave. Dowling going off to their locker room, Valley to theirs, but hats off to the Maroons and head coach Tom Wilson. A 22-0 win, all done offensively in the first half. The defense was scoreless for both teams.
I tell you, it was an unbelievable game by the Dowling Maroons. I bet there aren't many people that saw the Dowling Indianola game predict that this would happen tonight, and I might have to say I'm one of them. I knew Dowling always stands it. You never try and predict a Dowling Valley game, but I tell you what, 22-0 shutout is something that I did not think I would see because Valley is so doggone loaded this year.
They certainly are. Let's take a look at our statistics. We'll get Coach Seacliff off to the locker room as total yardage tonight. Dowling with 232 yards of total offense. Valley with 225. Maroons passed the ball for 180 yards. Valley with 207 yards passing. The Tigers rushed the ball for just 18 yards tonight, Dave Marcoullier. Dowling with 52 yards on the ground. And first downs, Dowling with 11 first downs in the contest. Valley ended up with 19 first downs. Jake Steingraber for the Maroons, 9 out of 14 passing, 146 yards and a touchdown. And Jackson Smollett coming in, 5 out of 11 passing for 34 yards and 1 interception. For Valley, Jake Ruble was 22 of 37, 207 yards and 2 interceptions on the night and no touchdowns. Leading rusher for the Maroons, Zach Swager with 15 carries, 40 yards and a touchdown. Jake Steingraber, 1 carry for 6 yards, and Cam Middleton 3 carries for 6 yards. For Valley, Jaden Williams, their leading ball carrier, 25 times, just 41 yards, average a yard and a half tonight on offense for Valley. Matt Mahoney, 2 carries for 2 yards. Jake Ruble, 12 carries for negative 20 yards. Leading receiver for Dowling, Mac Anderson, all in the first half, 4 catches, 105 yards and a touchdown. Louis Brooks, 3 catches, 34 yards and a touchdown. Louis also had a punt return for 54 yards and a touchdown. Koa Thompson, 3 catches for 24 yards to lead the Maroons. And Jalen Thompson, 2 catches for 17 yards. Matt Mahoney, the leading receiver for Valley, 8 catches, 87 yards. Cale Nessheim, 6 catches for 52 yards. Eli Reardon, the big tight end, 6 catches for 47 yards. And Drew Henderson, 1 catch for 16 yards to lead the Valley Tigers. So, again, Dowling with a 22-0 win. Coach Wilson now talking with the Dowling team as the Maroons amassed 232 yards of total offense, Valley with 225. Our halftime score was 22-0, and our final score was 22-0. And that's a look at some of the numbers there, Mr. Marcoullier, as the Dowling team now celebrating around their coach. And we're going to take a break, come back with post-game activity from the field. John Chido will catch up with head coach Tom Wilson when we return. Final score, Dowling 22, the Valley Tigers nothing, here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Piedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines, 515-440-4610, online at ashworthvision.com.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel. Listen online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com or download the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium here in West Des Moines. Final score tonight, Dowling 22, the Valley Tigers nothing. Alongside Dave Marcouli, I'm Mark Amadale. Thanks for tuning in to the postgame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio and our friends at Central Iowa Sports Network who stream the game through the webcast, and we streamed it also through the audio. And not the biggest crowd tonight because they were limited in seating. 1,200 people let in an 8,000-seat stadium. Dave, I thought I saw you last year down there on the railing about 4 rows deep. I thought you'd get a better seat last year, but we upgraded you tonight.
Yeah, you did. In fact, this may have been the only way I could have gotten into the game, so do you think I was going to turn you down?
We're glad to have you here. Matt Maindring will return. I know you can get back to your journeys to Minnesota when I interrupted your trip last weekend saying, hey, what are you doing next Friday? And we appreciate you. First of all, we appreciate Margaret letting you come out tonight, and I'm glad you drove your car instead of your motorcycle.
Yeah, believe me, Margaret would want me here. It's a choice of this or at home, though. Right, I come to these Dowling games, and I just love them.
Well, our score at halftime was 22-0, and our final score ended up being 22-0 as Dowling pitches the shutout. And Coach Tom Wilson now will join us here in the postgame show. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcouli, and John Chido down on the Dowling sideline. And we just had Coach. Now I think he went to another follow-up interview. Let's recap the scoring before our coach is ready. Dowling scored in the first half. In the first quarter, Mac Anderson on a 7-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Jake Steingraber. Extra point was good, and Dowling led 7-0 on a 9-play, 45-yard drive. And then later in the first quarter, Zach Swager on a 1-yard run. The extra point was no good. Dowling capping off a 4-play, 83-yard drive, led 13-0. We moved the second quarter. Jake Calvert on a field goal of 30 yards. Put the score at 16-0 Dowling, ending up a 12-play, 46-yard drive. And then 7.5 minutes remaining, Louis Brooks on a 54-yard punt return. Extra point was no good, and Dowling led 22-0 and ended up being our final score. And let's go down to John Chido. And, John, you have head coach Tom Wilson there, and take it away, Johnny.
Coach is on his way over here. Just a second here, Mark. He's saying hello to his parents. And
oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that. We'll give you some time. And
here he is right here.
All right. Head coach Tom Wilson with John Chido. Johnny, take it away.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Great win. Great start to the season. Off to a 2-0 start. First half, we were able to put 22 points on the board. The defense put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, starting with that front four. Your thoughts?
They did. I thought really we came out and were playing very well, especially defensively in the first half. And as I mentioned, you've got to finish the ball game. And, offensively, I'm not so sure that we did. But, we wanted to run clock. And really when we have so much confidence, defensively, especially now, after you see something like that. And, so many kids, I thought, contributed. I mean, it's an entire defense that it takes to slow something like that down. And, I had a conversation with Pettis early in the week, and I said, they should be worried about you. And, he showed that. He's a really, really good player, and I don't think he gets much notoriety, but maybe he will now.
Yeah, he had a heck of a ball game. He was all over. Max Fury started with that penetration. The quarterback would move the pocket, and Jalen was right there all the time. And we were talking about it throughout the game. It was hard to call out just one single player because so many players defensively were around the football, and it was just awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the turnovers, and there was a couple of fumbles in there, but, the pick by Blake Anderson and the pick by Kriegshauser, those were fantastic plays. And, Kriegshauser supporting on the outside in the run game I thought was really, really important in this game. So like you said, it's not one or two guys, it's all those guys. And, it's like a hockey line shift when our D-line goes in there and trying to keep people fresh. And, we brought Mata over to the defensive side this week, and he flashed. We've been trying to make an offensive lineman out of him, and we needed some help there with Lynch going down, and it proved to be pretty good.
Mark or Dave, you have a question for Coach?
Well, sure do. Tom, congratulations. I know he has some family in town, so we'll try to keep this short. But I'll tell you what, from week 1 to week 2, a lot of improvement, a lot of excitement. It all happened the first half offensively due to your defense. And you got to be pretty pleased with how your offense responded right from the get-go.
Well, it was. And, we used Mac Anderson a little bit more. As you can see, that's what they were giving us. I thought he made some big plays. Obviously, we know Louis can make plays. We felt we were going to get able to get Jalen Thompson opened up, and that was really kind of some of the plan in the second half. And Koa has a couple of good catches in there, so it's going to take all of them, and we just have to continue to focus on improving each and every week, and that's really the big deal for us. Is we know from past years winning this ball game doesn't guarantee anything, so we got to worry about getting better for next week.
Coach Wilson, congratulations. That's always a great win when I get to watch Dowling Valley game, and especially when Dowling comes out on top. But, I want to ask you about the offensive line. I thought even when I was at practice, the difference of earlier in the week to tonight was quite a step forward. Talk a little bit about the offensive line as a group.
Well, I think you're right. We were concerned about that. Obviously 52 is going to Miami of Ohio. 91 caught our attention. Naba, one of their interior guys, they're pretty good players. And we were concerned about being able to hold up in there. And really in the first half, I thought we were fantastic. They started bringing more pressure and things like that in the second half and kind of selling out. But I agree. I think they took some steps forward and losing Olsen there in the second half. Caleb Saylor comes in, and he's a terrific kid, but that's a pretty tough spot to come in. But he came in, and happy for him doing that. And we got to get Olsen healthy, and so this offensive line can continue to move forward.
Right. Not only that offensive line, but you take a look at your receiving core. Mac Anderson. I don't believe he caught a pass last week, but boy, did Mac come through tonight. And once again in practice, he was just outstanding. So I think you found another pretty good receiver there.
Yeah, Mac's a phenomenal kid. He's, we would all like to have more Mac Andersons, to be honest with you. And I'm glad that he got to show what he can do because he is capable of that. We knew he was. Obviously, Louis is our number one guy. He's the playmaker that made plays a year ago. But I think Mac's going to continue to have a phenomenal year for us.
Coach Wilson, thanks for joining us here on the postgame show. Enjoy the victory. I know it's Johnston next week, but enjoy this one.
All right, thank you very much.
Tom Wilson, the Dowling Catholic head football coach, as the Maroons win it 22-0 over the Valley Tigers. Our thanks to John Chido on the sidelines tonight with that interview, and Dave Marcoulier. You can go right down the defensive list, and you can go through the offense in that first half. What a balanced attack it was for Dowling, something we didn't see last week. But, boy, what an improvement from week 1 to week 2. Who was talking about that in the pregame show? Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, I tell you what, they're just completely different teams, and I don't know if I have the answer as to why. But because they're only 4 days older.
That's right.
It was the first game last week for both sides of the ball, for Valley and Dowling, and a lot of new young kids playing there. But, boy, did they step up and get the job done. And don't ever predict a Dowling Valley game because you're going to probably lose.
That's right. All right, final score, Dowling 22, Valley nothing. Along with Dave Marcouli, I'm Mark Amadale, John Chido on the Dowling sideline. We'll come back for final thoughts along with the folks from the Central Iowa Sports Network and Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts of the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
And we're back here at the Valley Stadium. Mark Amadale, Dave Marcoullier, John Chido. Final thoughts after Dowling's win, 22-0 over the Valley Tigers. So number 3 upsets number 1. Other score we had earlier was the Waukee Warriors upsetting number 2 Ankeny, 21-17 at Waukee Stadium. So Waukee now goes to 1-1 on the season. Ankeny falls to 1-1. Southeast Polk at last report all over the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Last report, we had Southeast Polk with a big lead there, and it was 29-0 Polk. So both Ankeny teams go down tonight, apparently, as Waukee upset number 2 Ankeny Hawks 21-17. Other games tonight, Urbandale at Ames. No report from that game. Lincoln is at Johnston, East at Roosevelt. That game being played at Drake Stadium. Fort Dodge at Sioux City East, that game being played at Sergeant Bluff Luton. Marshalltown at Newton, Council Bluffs Lincoln at Des Moines North, and Ottumwa at Oskaloosa. Hoover and Mason City had the night off. Next week, Dowling travels to Johnston, and the Valley Tigers have a bye next week. Tigers will play in 2 weeks, as number 1 Valley will be at number 4 Southeast Polk 2 weeks from tonight. And Dave Marcoullier, as we wrap up tonight's game, what a game we had. What an exciting first half it was defensively and offensively. Both teams' defenses took over in the second half, but for Dowling, they made big steps from last week. The young team grew up. They were down a starter. Lynch did not play tonight for Dowling at tight end. Also, a backup lineman did not play on the offensive side. And, of course, Carson Boyle, starting corner for Dowling, did not play. But through all that, the Bruins overcame a very talented Valley defense, Valley team.
And Lynch is a huge loss to that offensive front, because they've been focusing on getting the ball to him because he's so dangerous. He's an outstanding blocker, too. And losing him and still being able to accomplish what they did is just unbelievable. And, you know, offensively and defensively, it's just a matter of Dowling turning into a team, because you can't pick out one particular individual, for example, on the defense that played outstanding, because there are 11 that I could name right now that really played well. So as a team, Dowling really came together. Offensively, also that offensive line. Backs did a great job reading quarterbacks, called a nice game, got their reads. Just a great game. You couldn't ask for anything better.
And can you imagine if there was a crowd here? I don't think we would have heard Johnny tonight, but Johnny, the Dowling student body, or the folks that were there, not student body, did a tremendous job. It looked pretty exciting down there.
Well, I had to spend most of my corner down at the south end zone, and the students and the fans lined behind the fence and
in the south end zone of the church, yeah,
really into it, loud. The speaker was right there. The crowd that was in the stands was engaged. I mean, I could not tell that it was a half-empty stadium. It was pretty impressive.
You know, and we're up here and we look down and we're high and above the Valley crowd, so we really can't see them.
Right.
Whether there's 5,000 or 2, you can't tell. So I would agree with you, John.
Yeah.
It was hard to tell.
This place holds 8,000. We've seen 10 here for Dowling Valley, and we've seen that at Drake Stadium. One year we had like 13,000. The line went all the way down Forest Avenue. But tonight a little bit different due to the COVID restrictions, and hats off to Brad Rose at Valley, the athletic director, Michael Connor, the acting athletic director here at Dowling during the football season, and Tom Wilson did a great job of just getting everything organized.
Well, I was noticing how they were shuffling the fans in from one gate. They're using multiple gates on both sides, and they really were organized how they did it, and you couldn't even tell that there was something different, which is always nice. Be in that position when you're trying to organize something like that. You're always worried about what could happen, but you couldn't tell anything different. And hats off to Brad Rose and
Coach O.C.
Coach
and
O.C.,
everybody
yeah.
in the Dowling administration.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to bring the older administration back, come out of retirement. We've got a pandemic going on, Dave Marcoullier, and you come out in it, and we get you to the elevator, Well, you didn't take the elevator up. You were huffing and puffing coming up all those
No,
stairs.
I know it. I needed the exercise, but
coming out of retirement, thanks.
I got to get back to my basement fast now.
I see. That's what's
with
going on.
With this COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Locked.
Well, at least Margaret keeps telling me that's where I should go.
That's funny.
Well, we appreciate you sitting in for Mr. Maindring. He'll be
Well,
back
it was
next
fun.
right?
It was fun.
He'll be back
Yeah,
next
it was
week.
fun having him.
Like I said, it's the only way I probably could have gotten into this game tonight, so I wasn't going to turn you down.
I thought that administrative pass was lifetime when they
well,
gave it to you.
It is lifetime, but I don't know if Valley's going to take it.
Well, glad to have you here, Dave, and it's good to see you. Look great, and for our
Thanks.
listeners and our viewers here on the Central Iowa Sports Network, good to have you here, and glad to have your coach's perspective. We didn't run the trap tonight, did we?
No traps.
No trap. We
I
didn't
don't know if you could run the trap inside tonight.
No.
That would be a little tough.
That defensive line for Valley inside. They were
They're pretty stout. They
Yeah.
certainly was. All right, well, Dave, we'll talk to you down the road.
Okay.
Thanks for sitting in. And, Johnny, we'll see you next Friday night at Johnston. Hopefully everything will go without a hitch.
Yeah.
Nice job out of you and all our listeners and fans. And we'll talk to you next week. Best of luck to the Dowling 8th grade team. 8th grade football team. They make their debut, Dave Marcoullier, Tuesday night. What time, Johnny?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock at
Dowling.
At Dowling,
Yeah.
their home opener.
How many can get into that one?
You know, they haven't said, but I would imagine it'd be like the freshmen. It'll be parents, maybe two parents, and they'll separate the visitor fans up on the hill there and the home fans in the
Could I
stands.
pretend I'm an assistant coach or
Absolutely.
something and get in there?
Come on down. I need help because I'm coaching defense this year.
No, I didn't say I wanted to coach.
I need
Could
some
I
help
pretend
because,
to just stand there?
I'm on an island that I've never been on.
I'll stand with a mic and never talk.
Yeah, there's a pandemic, Dave. There's a big pandemic. But, we can laminate a administrator pass for Dave for all home games at Dowling. How about that, Johnny?
There you
Get
go.
him in. There you are. There you
I
go.
have one already, but thank you.
Got the D coordinator right here. He moved from
I know.
offense to defense this year. This ought to be great.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be a little different.
Okay, so we know who to yell at from if up in the stands. Mark and I will be up in the corner.
That'll be awesome. But best of luck to the Dowling 8th grade team.
Do you know how you always have a new team every year,
Yeah.
and you're always wanting to know what their personality is going to be.
Right.
And each year, it seems like it's harder and harder to find the identity of
Right.
a team and what type of personality, and try to get these kids to talk or any type of enthusiasm and trying different ideas to get them to get engaged. But
You know what? Especially when you aren't in school and you don't
Yes.
get to know these kids.
Yeah, yeah.
You're in a real difficult. You can't get to know their personalities except 2 hours
2
every
hours,
night.
yeah.
And then you're yelling at them half the time.
Yeah, it's tough.
That'll happen Tuesday night during the freshman game. Hey, don't forget JV Lou plays on Monday night.
Yeah. No, 3 o'clock Monday.
3 o'clock Monday
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
He's already starting in with some stuff here. Check your phone, Mr. Chido. But
Well,
JV Lou Cataldo.
It's good he has a game. Plus, he tore his Achilles because his golf game was terrible to begin with. So there's always a big tournament on Labor Day, and he usually plays his best golf there, but he only plays by himself. Because he always has practice, and he says he has a marker, and he comes in with this great score, but he never plays in that final round. So.
If you knew what these coaches are doing, especially the lower level coaches, it's really something, Mr. Marcoullier. That would never happen when you were there.
Absolutely
never.
not.
These guys are on each other.
We were focused.
So JV Lou, 3 o'clock, the Dowling JV team takes on Valley at the Dowling field on Monday. Monday afternoon, Labor Day afternoon. I had to get that in. All right. Guys, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great week. Have a safe Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Dave, you drove your car, not the motorcycle.
Nope,
We're
I'll
all
make
good.
it.
All right.
We'll see you guys.
I got some reads to do, and thanks for all
right.
you guys do. I appreciate it. And that's John Chido, Dave Marcoullier. That'll wrap up our broadcast here from Valley Stadium. Our thanks to Athletic Director Tom Wilson at Dowling. Of course, Jared Seifert keeping us with the stats throughout the game. Our halftime guest was Andy Jepson, the president of the Catholic Football League, and we appreciate having Andy on talking about the great job the Catholic Football League is doing. Our studio producer tonight is for Iowa Catholic Radio, Jeff Pickett. Our thanks to Anna from Central Iowa Sports Network, producing everything here. Her and the staff, and Pete Tarpey's group from CISN Sport Webcasting Team. Anna, Clayton, Nick, and Justin did a tremendous job tonight. Also Jennifer here. We appreciate them. Our thanks to the folks from Valley High School, administrators, including Athletic Director Brad Rose, Valley head football coach Gary Swenson and his staff. Next up for Valley in 2 weeks, they play at Southeast Polk, ranked number 4. And next week, Valley has a bye, but they play Friday, September 18th at Southeast Polk. Dowling's next broadcast will be our next broadcast next Friday night, September 11th, week 3 of the high school football season, number 3 Dowling at Johnston. Pregame 6:30, kickoff 7 o'clock. For my broadcast partners tonight, Dave Marcooley and John Chido, I'm Mark Amadale. Thanks for listening to the official radio network of Dowling Catholic Sports and Activities, Iowa Catholic Radio, and our thanks to the Central Iowa Sports Network webcasting team led by Pete Tarpey and their group. Final score for the final time, Dowling 22, Valley nothing. For everybody involved, have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic High School football is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Kemen, Mercy One, Skeffington's Formalware, and Bozen the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.